Golden Lion finally saw Lucifer and his party. The arrogant man holding a golden stick had an electric light on his expression. A handsome blonde man, holding a rose in narcissism, looks like a fool. A smoking maid, and a smoking man. In addition, there is a giant man with a crescent beard and a naginata in his hand. Golden Lion thought he saw Whitebeard when he first saw Wable. There is also a dog and a cat. The lineup is very wonderful, there is really everyone. And the leader of these people is a handsome boy, looking at him with a half smile. Finally out. Golden Lion. Sorry, the person you sent to pick up the guests was not very polite, I taught him a little lesson. Gia ha 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 ha. How dare you say it, brat. Lousy hasn't seen such a brave brat like you for a long time. What? Are you trying to challenge me? Or are you trying to take my head? Golden Lion laughed obscenely, bursting out with a powerful force. Although he is old, the majesty of the lion is still there. However, compared with the domineering Golden Lion, the group of pirate captains behind him were already frightened. They had already recognized Lucifer's identity, and they all turned pale and trembling with fright. The way. Lucifer. A pirate captain was the most unbearable, his legs went limp, and he collapsed to the ground in fright. Why, you know him. Golden Lion's face darkened, and suddenly burst out with killing intent. It's too embarrassing for his subordinates to be frightened like this. What he, the Golden Lion, wanted were brave and fearless subordinates, not soft bones who were greedy for life and afraid of death. Boss Golden Lion, they are not ordinary people, they are the Nether Pirates. A pirate bravely tried to explain the identities of Lucifer and others to the Golden Lion. The leader is the demon Lucifer, who is now the 4 emperors of the New World, who killed Bigmom with his own hands not long ago. Kaido was also seriously injured by him and fled. He's very powerful, he's a monster through and through. Oh? Killed that old woman? Golden Lion was a little surprised. He never reads newspapers, and never pays attention to the news at sea, so he doesn't know anything about Lucifer. In the eyes of Golden Lion, only the old era is the real era of pirates. Pirates in this era are just a group of children playing house, he doesn't like them at all. But he still knows Bigmom and Kaido, after all, he once stayed on the same boat. Little ghost, I admit that you have some strength to kill that old woman. But if you want to challenge me, you are still too far behind. Golden Lion looked at Lucifer, his eyes widened, and the Conqueror's haki burst out instantly. The majestic momentum formed a tsunami wave, instantly covering Lucifer and others. Golden Lion's Conqueror's haki is golden, like a group of mighty lions, exuding bursts of roar. The sky changed color, the clouds surged, and the sky was turned upside down for a while. So strong, this is the Emperor of the Golden Lion. Enel tried his best to resist the impact of the Golden Lion's conquerors, his eyes widened and his blood boiled. Cavendish, Baby 5 and others also tried their best to resist the conqueror's impact, and no one fell into a coma and lost consciousness. Under Lucifer's hellish training, their strength has been greatly improved. This level of conqueror's impact can't make them unconscious. Conqueror's haki, I have it too. Lucifer's pupils shrank, and Conqueror's haki also burst out. The red haki blasts out and meets the golden Conqueror's haki head-on. The collision point of the 2 strands of haki sparked red-gold lightning, criss-crossing like a lion majesty. Golden Lion, is that all you have? Lucifer instantly increased the strength of Conquerors, and the power of the red aura surged. Rumble. A loud bang shook the sky as Lucifer's Conqueror's haki shattered Golden Lion's haki. The endless aura hit Golden Lion and his pirate subordinates like a tsunami. Bang. 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 A large number of pirates lost consciousness and fell to the ground. In the blink of an eye, only Golden Lion was left standing alone. Everything is as Lucifer expected. The Golden Lion's strength has declined seriously, and I don't know how much worse it is from its peak. His conquerors were no match for Lucifer at all. If it is the Golden Lion at its peak, the power of Conqueror's haki is not limited to this level. And Lucifer's Conqueror's haki has already set foot in the field. Even if the Golden Lion at its peak is here, it is still not his opponent, let alone now. The Conqueror's haki was broken, Golden Lion's expression changed, and he couldn't help but take 2 steps back. When he looked at Lucifer, his eyes were fierce, bursting out with endless killing intent. Little ghost, you have 2 tricks, but if you want to defeat me with this strength, it's still too far away. If you want to beat Lousy, you are still 110,000 years away. Slash wave. Golden Lion raised his foot and kicked, the long sword pierced the sky, splitting out a half-moon-shaped sword aura with big eyes. Sword chi is very similar to Tempest Kick in Marine 6 styles, but its power is much stronger than Tempest Kick, enough to easily cut through the entire sea. Golden Lion was an out-and-out swordsman before he broke his leg, and his swordsmanship was comparable to the current Hawkeye. Although he is now using his feet to perform sword skills, his power is still at the level of a great swordsman. Coupled with armament hockey, the power can be imagined. The wall of vacuum. Lucifer raised his palm, and a transparent wall automatically appeared in front of him. Rumble. The slash hit the wall of vacuum, and a powerful shockwave erupted in all directions. However, this move didn't make Lucifer take a step back. Sure enough, you are already too old, and the power of slashing is nothing more than this. Windblade. Lucifer waved his hand, and a tornado suddenly formed in the surrounding void. The tornado howled and roared, forming 4 rounds of huge windblades and shooting towards the Golden Lion. Brush. 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 Wherever the windblade passed, it cut open the ground of the island, leaving 4 bottomless huge ravines. Lion. Thousand Slice Valley. Accompanied by the roar of the Golden Lion, a heaven-shattering sword energy pierced through the dust and emerged out of nowhere. The sword energy is like a stream of light, and it is like falling Hanabi. Carrying the supreme killing sword intent, colliding with the windblade head-on. Boom. A hurricane broke out, Lucifer's windblade was broken, and Golden Lion's sword energy was completely dissipated. Gia ha 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 ha, brat, I admit your strength. Come be Lousie's subordinate, follow me, and you will have the opportunity to rule the world with me in the future. The Golden Lion was suspended in the sky, and the sound rumbled, shaking the sky. To be your subordinate? Lucifer laughed, mockingly. Golden Lion, you are old and can no longer see the world clearly. Now you have already been eliminated by the times. It's just a sick cat lingering on its last breath. How can it have the confidence to ask me to be its subordinate? Lucifer raised his hand and pressed it down, and the demon's low growl suddenly sounded, "Wan crush." As soon as the words fell, the Golden Lion suspended in the sky suddenly fell into the sky and hit the island heavily. The island was smashed into a large human-shaped crater, and the Golden Lion lay at the bottom of the crater, unable to move. Lucifer came to the edge of the pothole, looked down at the Golden Lion from a high position, and said indifferently, "You thought it was my best just now. I'm not serious at all, but you are so proud, don't you think it's ridiculous? Golden Lion, you are so pathetic." Lucifer shook his head, eyes indifferent, with naked disdain. Golden Lion's face changed wildly, revealing unprecedented anger. He has been in the sea all his life, arrogant, and only puts Luo Jia and Whitebeard in his eyes. When has he ever been despised like this? Arrogant brat, don't be too arrogant. Slash wave. A sword chi erupted from the bottom of the pit, slashing at Lucifer head-on, and a powerful shockwave erupted. At the same time, Golden Lion also flew up from the bottom of the pothole. He counteracts gravity with the power of lion fruit. Lucifer did not dodge or dodge, blocking slash wave with a vacuum wall. At the same time, he raised his finger and shot a laser beam. Call out. The speed of the laser rays was extremely fast, and before the Golden Lion could react, it was already pierced through the shoulder. You. Golden Lion stared at Lucifer, only to find that Lucifer had disappeared. Where are you looking? A cold voice sounded from behind Golden Lion. Just as Golden Lion wanted to make a move, his back was hit hard. Lucifer's pitch-black fist hit Golden Lion's back, and there was a crackling sound of bones breaking. Not only was the bone broken, Golden Lion felt his internal organs were displaced, and blood spurted out uncontrollably from his mouth. Boom. The Golden Lion slammed heavily on the island, and there was another human-shaped pothole on the ground. Universal pull. Lucifer aimed at the pothole and grabbed it hard, and a powerful gravitational force pulled the Golden Lion up. Golden Lion roared wildly, and launched a counterattack after breaking free from the shackles of gravity. Little devil, go to hell. Lion Majesty, earth coiling. The Golden Lion grabbed it with a big hand, and the entire island shook violently. The whole ground was lifted up, and hundreds of thousands of tons of rocks condensed into a dozen huge lion heads biting Lucifer. Roar. More than a dozen lion heads roared wildly, and the roar tore through the sky, causing the sky to tumbling violently. Facing the attack of the killer move, Lucifer didn't dodge or dodge, just raised his hand lightly. Go back. As soon as the words fell, more than a dozen lion heads rushing towards Lucifer suddenly turned around and bitten towards the Golden Lion. Golden Lion's complexion changed drastically, and he quickly used the ability of Lion Fruit to control the giant lion. But unfortunately, Lionhead has lost control, and his abilities are useless at all. Lucifer's control ability of Speech Fruit is far above Lion Fruit. Rumble. A dozen huge lion heads hit the Golden Lion, and one of the lion heads swallowed the Golden Lion in one gulp. The ground rolled, and hundreds of thousands of tons of rock and soil rolled violently, forming a tower of rock, and the topography of the island was completely changed. In Lucifer's hands, Golden Lion was pitifully weak and was crushed the whole time, almost never fighting back. Boom. 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 The rocky tower rioted and exploded, and the Golden Lion escaped. However, the current Golden Lion is covered in cuts and bruises, dripping with blood, as if he was fished out of a sea of AA blood. Although he can still float in the sky, his figure is already a little floating, and at the same time he is still coughing up blood from his mouth. Is it only to this extent? With such a mere strength, how can you talk about ruling the world? Golden Lion, you have been lingering on your last breath for more than 10 years, and you have already fallen behind the times. Let's not talk about ruling the world now, you can't beat any Marine Admiral. Lucifer shook his head and said, "Arrogant brat, stop talking nonsense. If you want to kill Lousy, come here." The Golden Lion became ruthless, and actually pulled out the 2 swords on his feet. Since breaking out of prison, Golden Lion has replaced his feet with swords. Over the years, the sword and the Golden Lion's flesh and blood have grown together, and the two are inseparable. Now that Golden Lion has pulled out his double swords, it is equivalent to cutting off his feet again, and the pain cannot be described in words. However, the pain of being separated from one another didn't change Golden Lion's expression in any way. Die, brat. Golden Lion unleashes both swords together, chopping out 2 huge flying slashes. The same trick, but the power is completely different. Golden Lion is a 2-sword swordsman, so he can exert the greatest authority in his moves. The sword energy emitted by the feet is not even a third of that of the hands. Lucifer looked at the sword chi coming from him. He didn't dodge or dodge, he just raised his hand lightly. Disappear. As soon as the words fell, the 2 rounds of huge flying slashes disappeared without a trace, leaving only a breeze across Lucifer's cheek. You. Golden Lion's eyes widened, dumbfounded. Didn't your men tell you? Lucifer smiled slightly. I am a person with the ability to speak the fruit of the spirit, and I can turn everything I say into reality. My word is truth, and what I say is red. From the moment you met me, fate has been doomed. Heavenly lightning tribulation. Lucifer pointed to the sky with one hand and landed with a crash. The color of the sky changed, and thunder was lit up in the endless black clouds. Countless electric snakes wandered and condensed in the black clouds, and finally turned into a thick thunderbolt and crashed down. The speed of the thunder and lightning was so fast that the Golden Lion was hit the moment he saw the lightning, and there was no time to react. Enel, who was watching the battle from a distance, saw this move and trembled with excitement. Lucifer's lightning moves are much more powerful than him, and the two cannot be compared at all. This is the true strength of the captain. It is so terrifying to use the power of a natural element casually. Enel was fascinated. Sooner or later, my lightning will reach this power, or even surpass it. Boom. The thunder and lightning hit the Golden Lion, pierced through the island under his feet, and finally hit the sea thousands of meters below. Rumble. A huge hollow with a diameter of more than 100 meters was punched out of the sea. The huge amount of seawater evaporated in an instant, and the reverberation and vibration spread for dozens of miles around. When the thunder light disappeared, the figure of the Golden Lion had completely disappeared, and a large hole appeared on the island where the palace was located, and the rock had been melted into magma. Ding. Host killed the pirate Golden Lion and got 100,000 killing points. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Domain observation hockey, Pinnacle. Conqueror's hockey. Domain kill points, 306000. With the harvest during this period, plus killing the Golden Lion this time, the total number of Lucifer's kill points once again exceeded 300,000, reaching 306,000. 100,000 is not a small number, but Lucifer was a little dissatisfied. The Golden Lion at its peak is definitely more than that. It can only be said that there is no good end in this world. Moria was defeated by Kaido and hid in the Devil's Triangle Sea to become an otaku, so her strength declined severely. Lock Doll was defeated by Whitebeard and hid in Alabasta as an otaku, so his strength declined seriously. The same goes for the Golden Lion. He was defeated by Marine, and after escaping from prison, he hid in the sky as an otaku, and his strength declined severely. A mere 100,000 killing points proves that Golden Lion's current strength is not even 1/3 of its peak. It's a pity, a legendary pirate, because I wasted more than 10 years of time as an otaku. Lucifer can imagine if the Golden Lion did not choose to hide after escaping from prison, but continued to roam the sea. Today's status and strength are definitely more than that. But now, Golden Lion has disappeared for more than 10 years, and almost no one in the sea knows his existence. Now he was killed by Lucifer again. If Lucifer doesn't tell the truth, Golden Lion will disappear into the sea completely. The legend of the flying pirate has come to an end. The silent death of a legendary pirate is really the ugliest way to die. Lucifer shook his head and shook his hand, reborn. An invisible force was captured by Lucifer, and merged with the fruit in Lucifer's hand. Soon, the fruit turned into lion fruit at a speed visible to the naked eye. The whole body of lion fruit is blue, which is the color representing the sky. Lion fruit, the top ability in Paramecia. Just manipulating the island to smash people is enough to traverse the entire Grand Line. The destructive power of lion fruit is also top in the world, which is Lucifer's biggest gain this time. Rumble. The floating islands made a sound and began to fall rapidly. Golden Lion is dead, lion fruit's abilities are gone. Get out of here first. Lucifer returned to the nether, and ordered the demon elf Xiao He to control the nether to fly into the sky, away from the island where it fell. In the distance, nether is suspended in the sky. Lucifer and his team watched the floating sky island fall and collapse, and the view was spectacular. Who would have thought that the legendary pirate Golden Lion would die like this? Jack exhaled a smoke ring and said with some emotion. We also met Golden Lion when we were young, and he was very high-spirited back then. That's right, he also invited Captain Luo Jia to join forces with him, but after being rejected by Captain Luo Jia, the two sides fought a battle. Both Inulan and Maomushiru have stayed in the Luo Jia pirates, and they also participated in the 8-volume sea battle. That is, in that battle, most of the large fleet of the flying pirates was driven into the bottom of the sea, and most of Golden Lion's elite troops were lost. He himself was stuck in the back of the head by the rudder, leaving a serious injury that could not heal in his life. Without this rudder, presumably the Golden Lion's strength would not have declined so severely. The sea preys on the strong, and Golden Lion will die today, which only proves that he is too weak. If you want to live, you can only keep getting stronger. Lucifer said calmly. Okay, let's go, it's time to leave the factory. Xiao He, set sail. Yes, master. The demon elf Xiao He controlled the nether to fall towards the sea, and soon disappeared. In the endless sea of Aa Wang Yang, a warship is patrolling the sea area, chasing and killing pirates. The Hawk faction Marine Vice Admiral Ghost Spider stood at the bow of the ship, holding his sword in his left hand, exuding a chilly air all over his body. They noticed the thunder and lightning phenomenon in the sky earlier, so they came to check the situation. Ghost Spider Vice Admiral, the situation is found in the sky ahead. On the warship, a marine observer suddenly let out an exclamation, which attracted everyone's attention. The Marine and Vice Admiral Ghost Spiders on the boat looked forward at the same time, and found that several islands were falling from the sky. Islands falling from the sky. Rao was used to the Vice Admiral Ghost Spider who was used to strong winds and waves, so he couldn't help being a little shocked at this moment. Although there are countless strange things in New World, this is the first time he has seen an island falling from the sky. Is this caused by the strong fighting, or did Sky Island fall? When the Ghost Spider was thinking about the reason for the island's fall, an island in front had already crashed into the sea first. Rumble. The moment the island entered the sea, a loud noise erupted, and at the same time, a huge tsunami of more than 300 meters spread in all directions. The warship led by the Ghost Spider is also within the impact range of the tsunami. Send me an order, retreat first. The Ghost Spider immediately issued an order to retreat. A tsunami over 300 meters is no joke, as long as it hits once, it can smash the warship into pieces. The Ghost Spider is confident that it can block several waves of tsunamis, but this time there are more than one tsunami, and there are many more behind it. The Ghost Spider is a smart person, so of course he would not waste his energy on resisting the tsunami. The matter here must be reported to Naval Headquarters, there must be someone fighting in the sky just now. It can cause the archipelago to fall, and the two sides in the battle must not be easy. The Ghost Spider looked at the sky above where the island fell, eyes as sharp as an eagle. Intuition told him that this incident was man-made, not a natural phenomenon. Really? I see, you're doing fine. You continue to patrol the sea area, and leave this matter alone. Naval Headquarters Marshal's office, Sengoku hung up the phone bug and let out a long breath. What's the matter, Sengoku? You have an ugly expression. Be happy, come on, the old man bought a new senbei. Garp sat on the sofa, still looking like a dead pig who is not afraid of boiling water. Okay Garp, I don't have time to fight with you. Something has happened, Sengoku said seriously. What's wrong? Garp also froze for a moment. Did Lucifer mess up again? During this incident, Sengoku will show this expression every time he hears Lucifer making trouble. The Golden Lion has appeared. Sengoku looked at Garp and said in a deep voice. Golden Lion. Garp's pupils shrank, and he involuntarily squeezed the senbei into powder with his fingers. That's right. The ghost spider told me that I saw floating islands falling from the sky in the waters of Mr. Blue in New World. You should know what it means? Sengoku and Garp can only think of one person who can control the archipelago, and that is the Golden Lion. The two of them are very familiar with the Golden Lion. Back then when the Golden Lion broke into naval headquarters alone, it was the two of them who jointly defeated it. That old guy has disappeared for more than 10 years, what is he doing now? Perhaps the plan has been completed and he is about to start acting. Crane Vice Admiral next to him said suddenly. You all know what the Golden Lion is. He can spend 10 or even 20 years on a plan. This time he finally reappeared after disappearing for more than 10 years, presumably there will be a big move soon. We have to be careful. That's right, I think so too. Sengoku nodded heavily. Maybe he was defeated, maybe, ha 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 ha. Garp suddenly laughed. Seeing that Sengoku and he didn't believe it, Garp smiled again. This old man is not talking nonsense, his floating sky island is the proof. If the Golden Lion is intact, how did his floating sky island fall? There is no target for him below. Garp's words made Sengoku's eyes shine. Although Garp is usually unreliable, his intuition is very accurate. Thinking about it carefully, Golden Lion is really not the kind of person who will casually reveal his whereabouts. Otherwise, naval headquarters would not have searched for more than 10 years, and could not find any traces of him. Even the floating sky island fell. Golden Lion probably encountered a strong enemy, and all his energy was used to fight, so he couldn't maintain the floating sky island. If the imagination is bolder, the Golden Lion may even have died, and the lion fruit will lose its function, causing the floating sky island to fall. Would that old lion die so silently? It would be great if that's the case. Sengoku has already been overwhelmed by Lucifer and doesn't want another Golden Lion to mess around at this point in time. Blue blue blue. Blue blue blue. Suddenly, Sengoku's phone buzzed. Sengoku picked up the phone and connected, and the snail turned into Aokiji. Hi. I'm Sengoku. I'm Aokiji. The snail yawned and said. I've caught the person, but I haven't found any suspicious person. Really? Just grab it and send it directly to Impel Down. You don't have to go back to the headquarters for a short time. You stay in Impel Down first. I understand. After hanging up the phone bug, Sengoku's face was a little dignified, as were the Chief Staff Officer Vice Admiral and Garp. Lucifer will hear soon, and he won't let it go. Garp's tone was a little more serious. He and Lucifer had fought head to head. Although it was only a few moves, Garp was deeply impressed by Lucifer's strength. There is nothing we can do about the order from the government of the world. We can only strengthen our troops to guard it. I've already asked Aokiji to guard there. As long as Lucifer makes a move, naval headquarters can send troops to support in time. The key is this mission, adding that no suspicious person was caught. It's a locked doll, and the 5 elders won't make such a fuss. Is there any fish that slipped through the net? Sengoku's conjecture is correct. Aokiji only caught Katakuri and K. Lockheeder's group during this trip. The real target, Nico Robin, has been snuck away midway by Charlotte Owen. Your target isn't locked doll. Lucifer won't be interested in him. Can you tell me what your purpose is? On a warship at sea, Aokiji mutters to a piece of ice. Sorry. Although I really want to know, but I think you can't answer it. What a hassle. Aokiji yawned, scratched the back of his head and shook his head. In the ice in front of him, Katakuri has been frozen, severely injured and unconscious. In this case, no one can answer his question. On the other side, the escaped Charlotte Owen contacted Lucifer in New World. Hey, what's the matter? On the deck of the Erebus, Lucifer asked while holding a phone bug. Sorry, Captain Lucifer, we failed. Katakuri's big brother was captured by Aokiji. Charlotte Owen's voice came from the opposite side. Where's Nico Robin? She was also taken by Aokiji. No, she's still in my hands. Katakuri's big brother split up halfway, and asked me to take her away alone. Fishing in troubled waters, Katakuri is pretty smart. Lucifer smiled slightly. Owen said anxiously, Captain Lucifer, please save Katakuri big brother, I beg you so much. After Bigmom's death, Katakuri is the only pillar of the Charlotte family. If he died, all members of the Charlotte family would not know how to live. Don't worry. Katakuri is also my subordinate no matter what. I will naturally not sit idly by. Why? Find a place to hide first, so that Marine won't find out. Yes, Captain Lucifer, thank you very much. Then, Lucifer hung up the bug. Captain Lucifer, are we really going to save Katakuri? Cavendish came up behind Lucifer and asked. Of course, why not save? Katakuri is my subordinate, his life is mine, no one can kill him except me. Besides, I've wanted to go to Impel Down for a long time, and now is the time. Get ready. The battle is about to begin. Yes, Captain Lucifer. Yeah, I've been waiting for a long time, the final battle with Marine is really exciting. All the members of the Nether looked excited and full of fighting spirit, and no one was timid and afraid of fighting. Cavendish, this is for you. Lucifer stretched out his hand and threw the lion fruit into Cavendish's hand. Captain? Cavendish was slightly taken aback. Eat it. Familiarize yourself with the ability, you can use it on the battlefield. Yes, Lucifer is here. Cavendish didn't hesitate, and ate the lion fruit directly. Originally, Cavendish never wanted to be a demon fruit power. But with the lion fruit in front of him, Cavendish, couldn't bear it anymore. After all, this is the ability of the flying pirate Jin Lion. To say that there are very few people in this world who can resist the temptation of lion fruit. Get up for me. Cavendish touched the deck with his palm and controlled the Nether to fly into the sky. How? What's your ability? It's strong, and I feel like I can manipulate larger objects. Cavendish's own strength is already sufficient, and he has plenty of physical strength, so the ability to develop fruits will naturally get twice the result with half the effort. Controlling a Nether was as simple as breathing for him. That's good, I hope you can become the second Golden Lion. Cavendish is Lucifer's first crew member, so Lucifer will not treat him badly. Has super sword skills, plus the ability of lion fruit. If Cavendish devotes himself to practice and evolves, he may really become the second Sky Pirate. Let's go. Go back and gather the army, we're going to war. Nether 1 Luffy returns to the Sea of AA Nations. Once Lucifer's summoning order was issued, all the pirates in the entire sea area of AA the world gathered together. Swaggeringly attacking from the sea, the target is too big, and the speed is too slow. So Lucifer chose to attack from the sky, just to let Cavendish get acquainted with Lion Fruit's force zone. Impel Down, the largest prison in the world, is located on the calm belt in the first half of the Grand Line, and the security is extremely tight. The prisoners in the prison are all felons, and the inside is very eerie. There are all kinds of monsters acting as jailers, many of which are failed awakenings of Zone Devil Fruit. The prison is full of videophone bugs for monitoring, and there are a large number of large sea kings on the seabed outside the prison as a natural line of defense, thus making Impel Down known as the Iron Wall. Since the establishment of Impel Down, only Golden Lion has successfully escaped from prison, but he still paid the price of his legs, which shows how tight this place is. Is this the Impel Down? The guards are really tight. Impel Down above the sky, the Nether stands floating. At this time, the Nether was more than 10 times larger than before. There are not only the cadres of the Nether pirates on board, but also many members of the Charlotte family. In addition to the Nether, there are 20 pirate ships floating around, all of which are members of the Nether pirates. These more than 20 pirate ships are all controlled by Cavendish. Captain Lucifer, let's move quickly. Charlotte Cracker came behind Lucifer and said anxiously. This trip is to save Katakuri, not only he is anxious, but all the members of the Gonlot family are also anxious. Wait first, don't worry. Lucifer smiled lightly, and turned on observation hockey to scan the entire Impel Down in all directions. Sure enough, there are precautions. Lucifer's observation hockey clearly captures a familiar vibe, none other than Admiral Aokiji. Is there only one Admiral? You underestimate me. Lucifer pondered slightly, and then gave an order. Enel, Guy, Baby 5, give Marine a gift. Yes, Captain Lucifer. The three of them stepped forward immediately. Enel activated the Thunder Fruit ability, and the sky suddenly became dark and cloudy, gathering a lot of electricity. Guy sprinkled condensed gas energy, and blue light bloomed in his mouth. Baby 5 has turned into a gun barrel shape, and the muzzle energy is concentrated, which also exudes terrifying power. God's punishment. Gas laser cannon, Pluton cannon. The three of them made moves at the same time. Thick thunderbolts crashed down, hitting the warships on the periphery of Impel Down. With a loud bang, the three warships were immediately blown into ruins. The gas laser cannon penetrated the three warships in an instant, and also blew them into pieces. Baby 5's Pluton cannon is aimed at the entrance of Impel Down. With one shot, the large iron gate at the entrance of Impel Down was breached, and the wall collapsed, revealing a large hole. Little ones, let's go to war. With a big wave of Lucifer's hand, the 21 pirate ships in the sky fell down immediately. Ice Age. Lucifer shoots a column of icicles down, straight into the deep sea. A terrifying cold burst out, instantly freezing the sea thousands of miles around. The battlefield is formed. Little ones, kill in. The pirates who are willing to take refuge will be free, and those who resist the unyielding will be killed without mercy. Yes, Captain Lucifer, kill the Marine. With Lucifer's order, the pirate army of more than 10,000 on 20 pirate ships was dispatched to kill the Impel Down ahead. Lucifer has long planned to capture Impel Down, and this time to save Katakuri is just a matter of convenience. It's the ghost pirates. Notify Kuzan Admiral and Commissioner Magellan. Send someone to Naval Headquarters and tell them to send reinforcements over here immediately. On a warship outside Impel Down, a Marine Vice Admiral roared angrily. Looking at the army of pirates rushing forward, the Marine Vice Admiral couldn't help but feel his scalp tingle. These are not parallel imports from the first half of the Grand Line, but pirates from the New World, all of whom are experienced and powerful. In addition, there is Lucifer, the most vicious demon in the sea. Damn bastard. Dare to invade Impel Down. Is Lucifer really going to war with Naval Headquarters? Marine Vice Admiral gritted his teeth. Inside Impel Down, Director's office. Admiral Aokiji was lying soundly asleep on an armchair when a Marine colonel ran up and shouted in panic. Your Excellency Admiral, something is wrong. Lucifer has invaded Impel Down. Aokiji took off the blindfold, his eyes were still a little blurred, and he was a little dazed just after waking up. Alala? What happened? Lucifer invades Impel Down. Colonel Marine yelled again, it's really here. Aokiji scratched his head, feeling a little troubled. Aokiji had guessed this possibility when Sengoku ordered him to stay in Impel Down. But what he didn't expect was that Lucifer came so soon. Your Excellency Admiral, please hurry up, the guards outside can no longer stop you. Colonel Marine looked at Aokiji's procrastination and couldn't help urging him. Admiral Aokiji, famous for being lazy in Naval Headquarters, this Colonel Marine has seen it today. The army of pirates has arrived at the door of the house, but Admiral can still keep his expression on his face and is not in a hurry. He is really worthy of the word lazy. Okay, don't rush, I'll go right away. Aokiji waved his hand and said. At the same time, Magellan, who had diarrhea, was also released by Deputy Warden Domino. Clutching my stomach and going to support with Aokiji. Naval Headquarters, Office of the Marshal. What did you say? Lucifer really came. Okay, hold on for now, reinforcements will be here soon. Sengoku put down the phone bug, his face so gloomy that he could almost drip water. Sure enough, he is extremely arrogant, and he came so soon. Guards, go and inform Admiral Akainu and Kizaru, let them lead troops to Impel Down immediately for support. Garp, you go too. Sengoku looked at Garp who was sitting on the sofa, and said in a deep voice. 3. Admiral isn't enough. Of course not enough. I suspect that Lucifer's purpose is not as simple as saving Katakuri, he must have a greater purpose. There are too many legendary pirates in Impel Down, if Lucifer releases them, the consequences will be disastrous. I don't worry if you go in person. The name of Sengoku the resourceful general is not for nothing. In addition to his own strength, he is also extremely intelligent. He guessed Lucifer's real purpose almost instantly. The old man understands. Faced with such a big event, Garp stopped fishing and left the office after swallowing a bag of senbei. Soon, 20 warships departed from Naval Headquarters. Headed by the legendary Marine Garp, Admiral Akainu, Admiral Kizaru and 10 Marine Vice Admirals, 3,000 Marine Rear Admirals. Marine's total strength exceeds 50,000. Compared with the strength of this time, the devastating buster call is very insignificant. Outside Impel Down, the sea is frozen, and the pirates and Marines are already fighting together. Lucifer led a group of cadres across the battlefield and approached the entrance. Lucifer, with me here, you can never go any further. A Marine Vice Admiral appeared above Lucifer's head and slashed at Lucifer head-on. Clang. The long knife was blocked by a shield, and Tien Min's was really Junlot Cracker. Master Lucifer, please go ahead, just leave it to me. Ah, I leave it to you. Lucifer left without even looking at the Vice Admiral. Marine Vice Admiral wanted to make another shot, but was directly chopped off by Cracker. Hey, Marine, I'm your opponent. You are not qualified to fight Captain Lucifer. Cracker then fought with Marine Vice Admiral. The Marine Vice Admiral and Rear Admiral guarded outside Impel Down were all blocked by the cadres of the Nether Pirates. Lucifer made it all the way into Impel Down without hindrance. The breath in here is really eerie. The moment he stepped into Impel Down, Lucifer's observation hockey felt countless killing, despair, bloody, and evil breaths. It can be said that all the darkness and evil in the world are gathered here. Stop. Don't come any closer. Damn pirates, don't even think about invading Impel Down. A group of jailers in uniform stopped in front of Lucifer, armed with weapons. Although these people were so frightened that their legs became weak and trembling, they still never took a step back. 30 million volts Brontosaurus. Enel raised his hand and hit a lightning dragon, which instantly devoured all the jailers in front of him. Accompanied by a miserable howl, all the jailers were electrocuted into coke. TCH, if you are so weak and dare to come up to stop us, it's because you are overthinking your capabilities. Enel shook his head, showing a hint of disdain. Bang. 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 There was a sound of knocking on the fence in the cells on both sides, and countless pirates were roaring loudly. Let me out, I can be your subordinate. I am willing to serve you, please let me out. You are also pirates, and I am also a pirate. These pirates have been imprisoned in this dark prison for a long time, and there is no hope of getting out. Now that someone is invading Impel down, they naturally ask for help. This is their only lifeline. Captain, are you going to let them go? Cavendish glanced at the cells on both sides, and asked softly. Open the prison door. Although the strength is very weak, it still has some value as cannon fodder. Yes, Captain. Impel down has a total of 6 floors. This is the first floor, and the gifts are a group of trashfish with no strength. But the advantage is that the number is sufficient. Although it is impossible to kill an elephant, it is still possible to kill a few hounds. Lucifer let them out purely as cannon fodder, to cause a little trouble for Marine. Continue to go. Lucifer led the people all the way down, and all the prisoners on the first, second, and third floors were released by Lucifer. Along the way, Lucifer also killed a group of people who were self-defeating and wanted to avenge their kindness, and barely gained a small wave of killing points. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Domain observation hockey, Pinnacle. Conqueror's hockey. Domain kill points, 366000. The pirates on the first few floors are really worthless. Looking at the properties panel, Lucifer shook his head inwardly. Killing so many, but only getting tens of thousands of killing points, is not enough for a fraction of a big pirate. When Lucifer came to the 4th floor, suddenly an extremely cold air burst out from the depths of the tunnel. Along the way, the ground froze and the air temperature dropped rapidly below freezing. The 4th floor is blazing hell. The temperature on the whole floor is very high, like a huge iron pot, full of boiling pools and sea of AA fire. Aokiji's chill dissipates the scorching heat here, turning it into an icy hell in an instant. Lucifer, it's over. Admiral Aokiji walked out from the passage, and said with a cold breath. If you let you go on, Marine will really lose face. Aokiji? Is it just you? Lucifer smiled calmly, you alone can't stop me. And I. The director of Impel Down, Magellan, came out from behind Aokiji. He had activated the poisonous fruit ability, and several poisonous dragons were suspended on his back. Lucifer, you don't want to go one step further, bet everything on my prison director, and stop you here. Boom. Before Magellan finished speaking, he was suddenly hit hard and was pinned down on the ground. A mouthful of blood spurted out, and Magellan's face was distorted. Admiral Aokiji was also smashed into a pile of crushed ice, and the complete human form could not be seen. Lucifer withdrew his palms, expressionless. The big talk is really strong, and the fight is nothing more than that. Universal pull. With Lucifer's palm grabbing, Magellan was immediately pulled back. Dragon. The 3 poisonous dragons behind Magellan came to bite Lucifer at the same time, and the poisonous gas filled the air along the way, and the walls were all corroded. With the help of Universal Pull's gravity, the Duran's attack speed is even faster. Shenluo Tianzheng. A powerful repulsion erupted from Lucifer's palm and armament hockey bombarded Magellan. The poisonous dragon was crushed by the repulsive force. Magellan's stomach was sunken on the spot, his whole body was bowed and shot backwards. The prison wall of Impel Down was smashed by him, and finally fell in the ruins. Ice Age. Aokiji regained his human form, and shot a cloud of extremely cold air at Lucifer, causing everything along the way. Dissipate. Lucifer didn't dodge or dodge, just a light word, completely dispelled Aokiji's cold air. The Spear of Vengeance. Lucifer raised his hand and pointed. A steel spear was instantly generated, covering armament hockey and shooting out, instantly piercing through Aokiji's chest, smashing it into a pile of ice fragments. Gravity Crush. A force of gravity enveloped the place where the ice fragments were, and the terrifying gravity directly crushed the ground, causing the ice fragments to fall into the blood pool below along with the gravel. 3 moves, 2 moves, simple and casual. Lucifer knocked out Admiral Aokiji and Magellan. Cough cough cough. Magellan climbed up from the ruins, clutched his chest, spat out a few mouthfuls of blood, and launched an attack instantly. Poison Giant Soldier Judgment of Hell. A large amount of poison was released from Magellan's body, forming a skeleton-shaped giant. Different from the purple poison that is usually released, this trick is especially made bright red poison. Any substance that comes into contact with it will be infected and gradually spread to corrode everything. As long as a person comes into contact with the poison, it will gradually spread until death. 60 million volts Brontosaurus. Enel swung the golden stick and hit a Brontosaurus, which pierced through the poisonous skeleton in an instant. Captain Lucifer, leave this place to us, you go down first. That's right, if we let the captain do everything, then we are too incompetent. Leave it to us, we will be responsible for stopping these two people. Cavendish, Wable, Jack, Nekomushiru, and Inuarashi all squared off, facing Magellan and Aokiji who had recovered. Then leave it to you. Lucifer didn't look at Magellan and Aokiji anymore, and walked directly to the next floor. Don't even think about leaving, poison channel. Seeing that Lucifer was about to leave, Magellan immediately attacked. He sprayed a lot of poison to form a poison channel, and he quickly approached Lucifer through the poison channel. However, Magellan only advanced halfway, and the poison channel was interrupted by lightning. Hey, poisonous bastard, your opponent is me, don't pick the wrong person. Enel has created lightning armor on his body surface to defend against Magellan's poison. Likewise, Aokiji, who launched the attack, was also stopped by Wable. Wable's strong strength and armament hockey, even Aokiji can't beat him in a short time. Coupled with the assistance of Jack, Inuarashi and Momomushi, Aokiji and Magellan could no longer take a shot against Lucifer. Just like that, Lucifer left the battlefield and went to the 6th floor of the basement. Blade Storm. Gravity Crush. Steel Gun. Lucifer went all the way to the 6th floor, all the jailers who blocked him were killed, and the corpses piled up the passage. The system's prompt tone kept ringing in Lucifer's mind. Ding. Host beheaded the jailer and prison chief Saludes, and got 6,500 killing points. Ding. Host kills the warden Sadi-chan and gets 6,700 killing points. Ding. Host kills the jailer Miscellaneous Soldiers and gets 1,400 killing points. Ding. Host kills the jailer and Miscellaneous Soldiers, and gets 2,500 killing points. The strength of the jailers in Impel Down is not very good, only a few leading wardens are strong, providing Lucifer with thousands of kill points. In total, it is worth about 30,000 to 40,000 killing points. Impel Down is on the 6th basement floor, the atmosphere is eerie, and the air is filled with the stench of blood, which is disgusting. Those held here are all pirates and criminals with bounties of over 100 million. Some criminals have been erased from history by the world government because of their heinous crimes. Hey, the movement above is a bit loud, did someone escape from prison? A muffled voice sounded from a cell. Impossible, the prisoners above are all a bunch of trash, how could they have the ability to escape from prison? There are also class stratifications in Impel Down, and the pirates imprisoned on the 6th floor generally look down on the people on the 5 floors above. Could someone have hacked Impel Down? It would be interesting if that's the case. A pirate said with a smile. What, you want to go out? Nonsense, you don't want to go out. If the intruder can let me out, Lousy is in a good mood to accept him as Lousy's subordinate. Ha 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 ha, you are so kind, if it were me, I would kill him directly. It is his honor to die at the hands of Lousy. Ha 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 ha. A group of pirates laughed arrogantly, showing the scum's ugly face vividly. Those imprisoned here are all villains and dregs who do all kinds of crimes, and revenge for kindness is commonplace for them. Boom. Suddenly a loud noise interrupted the clamor of the pirates, and the entrance gate of the 6th underground floor was broken. 10 footsteps sounded in the smoke and dust. Although the sound was weak, it exploded in the ears of all the pirates like thunder. There are really intruders. Lousy's chance is here. The eyes of many pirates shone, and they immediately shouted at the person who came. Hey, no matter who you are, let me out, as long as you let me go. Lousy can give you a lot of money. And me, let me go, I can take you as my subordinate. Lousy is a great pirate with a reward of 490 million. Let me out quickly, Lousy is going back to the sea. Damn Marine, dare to let me suffer such humiliation, I will definitely not let them go. Ho, 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 ho. Countless pirates knocked on the prison fence, roaring in waves. Shut up, you bastards. Lucifer shouted angrily, and a terrifying murderous aura immediately enveloped the entire 6th underground floor. The air temperature quickly dropped to freezing point, and countless pirates felt chills all over their bodies, feeling as if their blood had been frozen. Lucifer's current murderous look is no joke, it's so terrifying to ultimate. Even without the Conqueror's hockey, just a burst of murderous aura is enough to scare people to death. The pirates on the 6th floor finally saw Lucifer's face clearly, and their eyes widened in disbelief. They didn't expect that the intruder would be a handsome boy. Shouldn't such little white faces be taken care of by rich women? How could they have such a terrifying murderous aura? With a blank expression on his face, Lucifer passed through many cells and came to the door of a cell. A few cold lights came on, and the fence of the cell was chopped into pieces. "Hey, are you still alive? Fortunately, having Captain Lucifer come to my rescue is a shame." Katakuri walked out of the cell dragging his seriously injured body. "Okay. I'm not just here to save you. This is the largest hunting ground in the world. I've wanted to come for a long time." Lucifer looked at the cages around him, the countless prisoners, his eyes glowed coldly, and his murderous intent increased sharply. To Lucifer, these were living killing spots. As long as he kills all the people here, his harvest will be unprecedentedly rich. Let's start with him. Flying sword. With a hook of Lucifer's finger, a flying sword pierced through the air, piercing the heart of the person behind Katakuri. He is the comatose clock doll. Poor Logia ability user, who was mercilessly killed by Lucifer in a coma. Ding. Host killed pirate crocodile, and got 30,000 killing points. It's only 30,000, which is too cheap. Lucifer was speechless. To kill so many Shichibukai, the price of K-Lock doll is the lowest. Obviously, Lock Doll's baby boy life has made his strength decline too much. This also proves that otaku have no good end. Rebirth. Lucifer grabbed the sand fruit successfully. Anyway, it is also a Logia devil fruit, which is of great value. After system appraisal, sand fruit is worth 90,000 killing points, 3 times that of K-Lock Dar. People are not expensive, but K-Lock doll is too miserable. Hey, this kid is not kind. That's right, Clock Doll said he would kill him. What is the origin of this guy? Not long after Lucifer became famous, this group of pirates on the 6th underground floor had no contact with the outside world all year round, so naturally they didn't know him. But K-Lock Doll they are acquainted. Lucifer killed Locke without blinking his eyes, coupled with the terrifying murderous aura. It made all the pirates sure that Lucifer was not easy to mess with. Although this man looks like a little boy, he is actually a monster. Okay, it's time to get down to business. Lucifer put away the sand fruit and walked to the inner cages on both sides of the corridor. Hey, trash, want to go out? Lucifer's voice echoed through the 6th basement. If only. Hey, think, I want to go out, let me out quickly. And me. Let us. Before Lucifer finished speaking, he was interrupted by several pirates. A group of pirates knocked on the fence of the cell, and there was a roar. Lucifer's face darkened, and he let out a low growl, blade storm. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. As soon as the voice fell, the space split open, and countless flying swords shot out, instantly turning several pirates into hedgehogs. The 6th underground floor suddenly fell into dead silence, and many pirates looked at Lucifer with terrified eyes, trembling with fear. Lucifer is too cruel, moody, and kills people at the slightest disagreement, never giving a chance. I don't like being interrupted when I'm talking. If there are still people who want to court death, they can try it. Lucifer's face was indifferent, and his fierce and bloody methods shocked countless pirates. For a while, none of the pirates dared to speak. Ding. Host killed the pirate Rostar and got 13,500 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirate Mordgeisa and got 10,500 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirate Kazkerna and gained 11,000 kill points. The system beeped, but was ignored by Lucifer. His gaze was still on the countless pirates around him. Let me introduce myself. My name is Lucifer, the captain of the Ghost Pirates. Impel down has been breached by me, and now Marine Admiral Aokiji and Magellan are guarding outside. At the same time, Marine's follow-up troops are also on their way, and Marine and Admiral will all come. Is there any daredevil who wants to hang out with me? If you want, hang up my flag, and you can get freedom immediately. After Lucifer finished speaking, there were bursts of roars on the 6th floor of the basement. This time they were allowed to speak. Marine Admiral. How interesting. Let me go out, I am willing to rely on you. And me, as long as you set me free, I can do anything. I still have buried treasure outside, just let me out, and all my treasures will belong to you. Freedom is at hand, and no pirate is willing to give up. It's good to agree, but I don't need so many men. A trash without strength is not qualified to be my subordinate. As soon as the voice fell, Lucifer instantly opened the Conqueror's hockey field. The powerful Conqueror's domain instantly enveloped the entire 6th underground floor. The blood-red Conqueror's hockey condensed into substance, turned into countless weapons and launched a fatal move. Puff. 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 In just a moment, countless pirates lost consciousness and fell into a coma, and then they were crushed into pieces by Conqueror's Haki, leaving no bones left. There are still a group of people who managed to block the imposing pressure of the Conqueror's field, but all of them were seriously injured and vomited blood profusely. Only a small percentage of pirates survive intact. What? What is this? It's Conqueror's Haki. How can it be so powerful? Can Conqueror's Haki still auto-attack? There are not a few pirates who have Conqueror's Haki on the 6th floor, but they have never seen such a terrifying Conqueror's field. Many pirates opened Conqueror's Haki to resist Lucifer, but their Conquerors were crushed as soon as they were opened. Lucifer's Conqueror's Haki is completely different from the Conquerors they know. They are simply two different calendar areas. Impossible. Forgive me. Stop it. We are willing to rely on you. Why do you want to kill us? A group of pirates screamed, and the next moment they were all mercilessly killed by the ubiquitous Conqueror's attack. Ding. Host killed over 100 million bounty pirates and got 8,000 holy points. Ding. Host killed over 100 million bounty pirates and got 9,000 killing points. Ding. Host killed over 100 million bounty pirates and got 12,700 killing points. Ding. Host killed over 100 million bounty pirates and got 15,600 killing points. Ding. Host killed over 100 million bounty pirates and got 17,900 killing points. Ding. Host killed over 100 million bounty pirates and got 16,200 holy points. The system's notification sound kept ringing in Lucifer's mind, and the killing point balance rose rapidly at a terrifying speed. Those detained on the 6th floor of the basement are all pirates with a reward of over 100 million. Although the strength has been weakened due to the long-term detention, it can at least provide Lucifer with 8,000 killing points. The wave of ruthless killings ended, and Lucifer directly harvested more than 2 million killing points. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament Haki. Domain observation Haki, Pinnacle. Conqueror's Haki. Domain kill points, 2456000. Looking at the properties panel, Lucifer's total kill points have reached 2,456,000. This is the highest kill point record since Lucifer started the system. And this is just the beginning. The ones who will be directly crushed to death by the Conqueror's domain are the middle and bottom ranks of the pirates with over 100 million bounties. Those pirates with a bounty of more than 300 million, as well as some legendary pirates, will not die so easily. Boom. Lucifer took back the Conqueror's Haki field, and the entire 6th floor of the basement was dead silent, only the thick smell of blood spread around. It's quieter now. Those who can survive are qualified to be my subordinates. Shatter. With a wave of Lucifer's hand, the doors of all the cells on the 6th underground floor were shattered. Afterwards, the pirates who had regained their freedom came out of the cell one by one. All the pirates looked at Lucifer with awe in their eyes. After the awe just now, they all knew that Lucifer was a terrifying monster that they could not resist. Some pirates quietly wiped the bloodline from the corners of their mouths. Although they barely survived Lucifer's ultimate move, injuries were inevitable. It's just that apart from these people, there are still a few people who haven't come out of the cell. Without exception, these people are all legendary pirates. What? Don't want to leave? Lucifer came to the door of a cell and said indifferently. I don't want to be someone else's subordinate. Although you are very strong, you are still a bit short of wanting lousy to surrender. In the cell is none other than the Devil's descendant, Douglas Bullet. He used to be a crew member of the One Piece Luogia, and has the same strength as Pluton Rayleigh. Since leaving the Luogia pirates, Bullet doesn't want to join others. Don't want to leave? That means you want to die. Lucifer was expressionless, with a cold light in his eyes. He doesn't have time to go now or recover these unruly hard bones. There are only two paths for them, surrender or death. Ha 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 ha. Bullet smiled, although you are very strong, you may not be able to kill me. However, if you can defeat me head-on, I would rather join your subordinates. Gravity crush. Lucifer didn't talk nonsense, and directly released the strong gravity to press Bullet to the ground. Bullet was hit hard and immediately spit out a mouthful of blood. The spear of vengeance. Puff. Blood spattered, and a black steel spear pierced Bullet's belly. You're so arrogant, Bullet. I don't have time to waste time with you right now. There are a lot of people here, I don't need you. You don't have to think about it, since you don't want to, then die here. The Sword of Judgment. Lucifer raised his hand and pointed, and a golden long sword had pierced through the air, piercing Bullet's head in an instant. Puff. Red and white things splashed, Bullet was completely beheaded. Ding. Host killed the pirate Douglas Bullet, and got 300,000 killing points. The system prompt sounds, 10 bullets provide Lucifer with a full 300,000 kill points. Ranked second among prey killed by Lucifer, only behind 4 Emperors Bigmom. Bullet's strength is very strong, but now he is restrained by seastone handcuffs, and his combat power is out of 10. Lucifer can easily kill him. Lucifer is here to subdue his subordinates forcefully, there is no need to negotiate one by one. There are still a lot of legendary big pirates in the back, it would be a waste of time if they all had to fight and subdue them all. Sure enough, seeing Lucifer kill Bullet neatly, the faces of the remaining legendary pirates, Pizarro and others change drastically. Kill chickens and monkeys. They all understand that Lucifer is trying to make an example of others. Bullet would never have imagined that Lucifer's methods would be so straightforward, and he would directly kill him at the slightest disagreement. He's the chicken that Lucifer killed. After killing Bullet, Lucifer can accept Bullet's fruit ability. The combined fruit of paramecia can fuse the inorganic matter it touches with its own body. Not only can it fuse with the body, but it can also combine inorganic substances and rearrange them to create new weapons. Back then, Bullet used this ability to create inexhaustible weapons, and he alone was the greatest weapon-making expert. Big Harvest, it is indeed the world's #1 hunting ground. Although there is one less powerful subordinate, Lucifer is very satisfied with the harvest. The effect of killing chickens and monkeys is very powerful. All the pirates around are silent, sweating coldly from fright, and dare not make any movement. They know Bullet's strength best, he is a monster comparable to Marine Admiral. But now, Lucifer killed him without batting an eye. After this incident, many pirates know more about Lucifer's methods. If you want to survive under him, obeying orders is the only criterion. What about you? What are your options? After killing Bullet, Lucifer came to the second cell. Of course I chose to live, no one would be willing to die. Following a monster like you, I should be able to kill as much as I want. The speaker is Shiryu Yuji, the former Impel down warden, who was imprisoned because he liked to kill and tortured prisoners. His dream is very simple, he just wants to satisfy his desire to kill. Clang. A cold light came on, and Lucifer chopped the seastone handcuffs on Shiryu's hands. Thank you, Captain. Shiryu of the Rain bit his cigar and let out a bloodthirsty sneer. Later, Lucifer visits some legendary pirates. The evil King Albalo Pizarro, the mysterious moonhunter Katrine Demai, the huge battleship San Juan Wolf, the big wine Basque Chote and others all chose to surrender to Lucifer. In the original book, the crew that Blackbeard wanted to recruit were all cut off by Lucifer. After that, Lucifer came to another cell, where the prisoner was not a living person, but a piece of ice. A tall pirate was frozen in the ice, and it was World Destroyer Berndy-Waldo. Bang. Lucifer shattered the ice with one palm, allowing Valder to escape. How about it? Want to come with me? Lucifer looked at Valder and asked. Although frozen, Valdo still has perception of the outside world and knows everything that happened on the 6th floor underground. It's okay to go with you, but I want to take revenge on the government of the world. If I can't realize my ambition, I will betray you at any time. Decades ago, the government of the world arranged undercover agents to unite with Marine and pirates to destroy everything in Waldo. Valder's hatred grew more extreme as time passed. After getting out of trouble, there is only one thing Waldo wants to do, and that is to seek revenge from the world government. In the original book, Waldo did the same. No matter who he meets on the sea, pirates, marines, world nobles, without exception, they are all killed by him mercilessly. Even Admiral Kizaru said he is a mad dog who bites anyone. Lucifer said calmly, just follow me, you have a lot of chances for revenge. Then I'll wait and see, Captain. Wise choice. After subduing almost all the legendary pirates, Lucifer came to the deepest cell on the 6th floor of the basement. An old pirate sat in it safely, with his back straight, standing proudly. Although his beard and hair are white and his appearance is very old, his aura is still fierce. The Red Earl, Beloric Redfield, one of the legendary great pirates of the old era, is a terrifying monster who can stand on equal footing with Whitebeard and Luogia by himself. Ryder, do you want to leave with me? Outside the cell, Lucifer asked indifferently. Ryder opened his eyes and said expressionlessly, don't waste your efforts, brat. I'm different from those guys behind you. I never cooperate with others, let alone rely on others. If you want to conquer me, you are still 110,000 years away. After speaking, Ryder closed his eyes again and sat proudly alone. Ryder is not afraid of death, let alone threatened by others. Lucifer's methods can't scare him. It is better to choose death than to depend on others. Lucifer smiled coldly, waved the knife in his hand, and slashed with a cold light. Clang. The Red Earl's seastone handcuffs were split. Lucifer not only did not kill him, but set him free. Little devil, what do you mean? It's not interesting, just think about it and do it. Don't expect me to appreciate you. No, wait until you can leave this Impel down alive. Don't think that it's safe to escape from the cell. If I'm not mistaken, the Marine fleet has already arrived. Now the elite troops guarding the Marine are all over the place. Besides them, Garp will come too. Garp? Hearing this name, the Red Earl's pupils shrank suddenly. Noticing the change in the Red Earl's mood, Lucifer smiled lightly. This is what he wants. If you want to survive, you have to rely on your own strength. Only those who return to the New World alive are full members of the Nether Pirates. Do you understand everything? Lucifer's roar echoed in the 6 underground floors, causing countless pirates to roar. Go up and kill Marine. What are Marine Admirals? We're not afraid of them. That's right, the current Marine Admiral is just a few brats. Several children with runny noses, what are you afraid of? Just like that, Lucifer rushed out of the 6th floor with a group of lawless bastards. The sea for tens of miles around Impel Down has been frozen by ice, and the reinforcements who came from naval headquarters were blocked by the ice continent and could no longer sail forward. Sakazuki Admiral, the warship is blocked by ice, what should I do now? A Marine Rear Admiral comes up behind Akainu, asking how to get closer. Order all soldiers to disembark and head for Impel Down as quickly as possible. I'll go first. After speaking, Akainu's lower body turned into magma, rushing into the sky like a volcanic eruption. The magma pierced the sky and disappeared quickly. It's really troublesome. Why are you in such a hurry? On another warship, Admiral Kizaru looked at Akainu rushing towards the battlefield, and shook his head helplessly. He really didn't want to confront Lucifer. But now Akainu has already taken the first step. If he stays on the boat, it will be too embarrassing, and Sengoku and the world government can't explain it. Hua Shaoshan, I will leave this place to your wisdom, and the old man will take a step first. After finishing speaking, Kizaru's body turned into golden light, and shot into the distance with a whoosh sound, and disappeared instantly. Ha 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 ha, young people are really energetic. Vice Admiral Garp stood at the bow of the boat holding the senbei, but did not act immediately. Old people are not the same as young people. Subsequently, several Marine Vice Admirals began to direct the troops to land. All soldiers obey the order, all disembark, and rush to Impel Down as quickly as possible. All soldiers obey the order, all disembark, and rush to Impel Down as quickly as possible. The loudspeaker bug communicated the order to every Marine soldier, and soon, 50,000 Marine soldiers began to run forward. Some powerful Marine generals use moonwalk, shaved or fruit abilities to rush to Impel Down first. The news of Impel Down calling for help came one after another, forcing the reinforcements to speed up. Boom, 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 boom. Little ones, light them up. Destroy Impel Down. All Marines, not one left. The battlefield outside Impel Down has become intense. Pirates and Marines are fighting together, and there are casualties every moment. The pirates have won a big victory, and the defending Marine has collapsed and is almost powerless to fight again. The number of pirates brought by Lucifer already surpassed that of Impel Down, and there were still a steady stream of pirates rushing out of Impel Down. Marine Chiffong's defeat is a matter of course. Not only the outside of Impel Down, but also the inside of Impel Down has been occupied by pirates. There were too many pirates imprisoned in Impel Down, and they were all released at this moment, and the guards couldn't help them at all. Toxic bastard, all your men are going to die. Impel went down to the basement level 4. Enel swung the golden stick and split a Ultralisk to force Magellan back. His observation hockey has enveloped the entire Impel Down and can monitor everyone's life breath at all times. They died for justice, and deservedly died. I will avenge them and execute all escaped prisoners. Magellan released a large amount of venom, and the roaring dragon rushed towards Enel, leaving 3 large holes in the prison wall. Cavendish appeared behind Magellan, holding the famous sword and slashing out swordlights, smashing Magellan's poisonous dragon to pieces. At the same time, Cavendish's ridicule also sounded, "You can't protect yourself, and you still want to execute us? Captain Lucifer will be back soon, and it will be your death day." With a big wave of Cavendish's hand, a boulder from the ruins of the prison burst out of the air, smashing Magellan hundreds of meters into the air. After getting the lion fruit, Cavendish's combat power surged, and now he is teaming up with Enel to completely suppress Magellan, preventing him from leaving the battlefield. On the other side, Weibo, Inuarashi, and Nekomashishi joined forces to fight Admiral Aokiji. Aokiji is very strong, but it is obviously unrealistic to solve Weibo, Inuarashi and Maumushi in a short time. Ah la la, it's really lively here. Suddenly a voice appeared on the battlefield, and Lucifer appeared from the passage. Behind him, there are also legendary pirates such as the Evil King, Waldo, and Xuanyue Hunter, as well as countless criminals with a reward of over 100 million. Shiryu, you came out too. Seeing Shiryu of the Rain following behind Lucifer, Magellan's face changed drastically. Aokiji on the other side also had a serious face. The guys in front of him were tough enough, but now with a bunch of awesome guys and Lucifer, Aokiji had no hope of winning. With him alone, whether he can leave alive is a question. Shiryu, are you going to betray the world government? Magellan yelled. Shiryu of the Rain smiled indifferently, spit out a smoke ring, and said with a sneer, "That's right, Magellan. This is no longer my home. I found a new target. I can kill as much as I want in the future." Damn bastard. Magellan's eyes swept over Shiryu, the Evil King, Waldo and others, and his heart sank to the bottom. No one knows the horror of these guys better than him. Now all jailbreaks will bring a devastating disaster to the world. Damn it, even if I risk my life, I won't let you take a step towards Impel down. Magellan roared. A massive amount of venom erupted from his body, and the size of the poisonous skeleton giant became several times larger again. At the same time gather 9 poisonous dragons to shoot at Lucifer and his party. Hey, who are you fighting? I am your opponent. Lightning flashed, and Enel's lazy voice came out. The endless thunder and lightning bombardment hit the poisonous dragon, destroying it in an instant. Enel is suspended in midair, has turned on the form of Thor, and his huge body is no smaller than Magellan. Captain, let's do it. Yeah, I've missed that bastard Magellan. I have been in prison for so many years, and I have received so much care from him, I have to give it back to him. A group of legendary pirates are about to move, and at the same time burst out with cold murderous aura. Lucifer glanced at Magellan, then focused on Aokiji. Aokiji, I can give you a second to escape. Whether you can survive or not depends on your ability. As soon as the voice fell, Aokiji disappeared directly in place, turning into a cold air and flying towards the upper floor. At the same time, another voice came. Magellan, retreat first, join the army and find a chance to counterattack. To retreat in time is not to fight timidly, but to assess the situation and look for opportunities to turn defeat into victory. There are too many monsters here, Aokiji knows, he will die if he stays and fights to the death. Magellan is also a smart person. When he saw Aokiji evacuate, he also fled quickly, only a small step slower than Aokiji. Watching the two flee, Lucifer smiled slightly. He didn't make a move, but a group of monsters behind him had already caught up. Magellan, you bastard, don't run away, aren't you going to catch lousy? Come here. Momo 100 times cannon. Run away, no matter how much you jump, you won't be able to jump out of our palms. Having tortured lousy for so many years, I will let you taste it today. Shiryu of the Rain made the fastest move, with a wave of the big sword thunderstorm, he slashed a huge slash to catch up to Magellan. Valder shot out a small stone covering armament hockey, and the small stone swelled in the wind, instantly becoming 100 times larger. There are also monsters such as the Evil Government King and the Xuanyue Hunter, all of them display their killer moves. Compared with Admiral Aokiji, Magellan obviously attracts more hatred, and all killing moves are aimed at him. Boom. 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 A series of explosions sounded, and the entire Impel down was shaken violently. With so many monsters attacking at the same time, it is really a question of whether the prison can hold up. Come on, we should go out. Presumably the elite marines are already waiting outside. Lucifer smiled faintly, raised his feet and walked up. Countless pirates followed behind him. There are dead bodies everywhere along the way, and Impel down has been destroyed to nothing but ruins. When Lucifer came to the second floor, Magellan, who was seriously injured and unconscious, was thrown at Lucifer's feet by Shiryu of the Rain. Sorry Captain, young Aokiji escaped. Lucifer smiled indifferently, it doesn't matter, the result is the same anyway. Now it's just an appetizer, the real decisive battle has not yet begun. After speaking, Lucifer waved his hand, and a flying sword pierced through the air, piercing Magellan's throat. The unconscious Magellan twitched and lost his breath. Ding. Host beheaded Magellan, director of Impel down, and got 200,000 holy points. Magellan is a quasi-admiral. His poisonous fruit matches the terrain of Impel down, making him almost invincible, comparable to Marine Admiral. But Magellan's comprehensive combat power is still weaker than Marine Admiral, so there are only 200,000 kill points. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Domain observation hockey, Pinnacle. Conqueror's hockey. Domain kill points, 2956,000. Harvesting this wave of killing points, Lucifer's total killing points reached 2,956,000, just short of the last point to break through 3 million. Rebirth. Lucifer grabbed Magellan's corpse with a big hand, and the poisonous fruit was reborn in his hand. Seeing Lucifer's ability, Shiryu of the Rain, king of evil government, and others beside him felt their hearts beating wildly. Although I have seen it several times on the 6th basement floor before, I am still shocked. How about Magellan's poisonous fruit? Anyone want it? Lucifer looked around the crowd with the fruit and asked calmly. No, this fruit is not suitable for me. Shiryu of the Rain shook his head. I don't need it either, give it to me when I have other abilities. Don't want. Eating poisonous fruit will only cause diarrhea, ghosts want to eat it. A group of legendary big pirates are full of disgust. Seeing poisonous fruits is like seeing a pile of shit. Magellan. Are you polite? Fortunately, Magellan is dead, otherwise he would be pissed off by these guys. The ability of the poisonous fruit is actually very strong, and it is even more powerful when combined with the special terrain. But unfortunately, it also has great side effects. After eating the poisonous fruit, people will have diarrhea for more than 10 hours a day, and most people can't hold it at all. And in the future, he will eat highly poisonous food, so he will not be able to get close to outsiders. If a man eats this fruit, he will basically bid farewell to a happy life. Okay, I'll take it first if no one wants it. If you see any ability, bring that person back. Follow me. Among other things, the mighty devil fruit can have whatever he wants. Captain, is Marine Admiral's ability also available? The evil king suddenly asked. There are many powerful abilities on the sea, but the most coveted are the abilities of 4 emperors and Marine Admiral. Lucifer looked at him and smiled coldly. As long as you can catch him, his abilities are yours. Roar. A group of pirates cheered loudly, their eyes shining brightly. With the ability of the captain, there will be no shortage of powerful fruit abilities in the future. Let's go. Go out first. The final decisive battle is about to begin. Lucifer took the lead, heading for the Impel down exit. Countless pirates followed behind, an endless murderous aura, evil spirit, and malice condensed together, as if forming an ancient giant beast, roaring ferociously. The people who were fighting outside Impel Down sensed this breath at the same time, and all looked towards the exit of Impel Down. There are beasts coming out. What to do, Kuzan Admiral, we are going to fail. On the battlefield, a Marine Vice Admiral roared loudly. In the next second, he was kicked away. A mouthful of blood spurted out, and Marine Vice Admiral's face was instantly pale as paper. The battle has continued until now, and almost all the jailers in Impel Down have been wiped out, and more than half of the thousands of Marine soldiers guarding here have also been killed or injured. Today Marine is on the brink of collapse. Don't worry, reinforcements will be here soon. Aokiji releases icy cold air, instantly freezing thousands of pirates. But in the next second, Wable's slash fell from the sky. At the same time, the evil government king, Daejujo-8 and others also rushed to the battlefield and besieged Aokiji. Being dragged by these monsters, Aokiji couldn't rush to the battlefield, and could only see his marine soldiers being slaughtered by pirates. Meteor volcano. Suddenly there was a sound of anger and then an explosion from a distance. Countless volcanic bombs fell from the sky and landed on the icy battlefield. Boom. 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 A series of bombings followed one after another, and hundreds of pirates were blown to pieces in an instant, leaving no bones left. Admiral Akainu has finally arrived on the battlefield. It's Sakazuki Admiral, for that. Reinforcements are finally here. Damn pirate, die. Seeing the appearance of Admiral Akainu, the morale of the remaining marine soldiers immediately rose. At the same time, another golden light appeared in the sky, followed by Kizaru's obscene voice. Ah la la la, there are so many pirates, it's really scary. 8-foot Chong Guyu. Dense flash bombs fell from the sky and fell towards the icy battlefield. Countless pirates looked at the ultimate move falling from the sky, and their bodies shivered with fright. Just when the flash bomb was about to hit the ground, Lucifer's voice suddenly sounded. Disappear. Although the sound was very weak, the bullets spread throughout the icy battlefield. Ripples appeared in the air, triggering the power of rules. In an instant, all the flash bombs disappeared, as if they had never appeared before. Kizaru, what's the point of dealing with a bunch of scumbags? Contest with me if you have the ability. Lucifer walked out from the gate of Impel Down. Behind him was a crowd of people, all of whom were legendary pirates. There are also countless pirates pouring in from behind Lucifer, rushing into the battlefield viciously. Ah, it's troublesome now. Kizaru looked at Lucifer and the many legendary pirates, his pupils shrank. With such a lineup, even Marine Admiral can't help feeling tricky. What's more, there is still a terrifying demon Lucifer. Kizaru felt that Lucifer was targeting him. When Akainu shot, he did nothing and let the volcanic bomb fall on the battlefield, causing a massacre. But when it was his turn to make a shot, Lucifer showed up. Kizaru feels wronged. I didn't kill anyone. Why are you looking at me? Akainu has killed so many people and is very aggressive, you should go to him. The old man just wants to be a salted fish and paddle here. Lucifer, damn kid, go to hell. Compared with Kizaru, Park Dog is much more irritable. Without a word of nonsense, he directly launched an offensive against Lucifer. Meteor Volcano. Countless volcanic bombs shot out from Akainu's arms and bombarded Lucifer. How can you dare to make an axe if you have a small skill? Lucifer looked at the dense volcanic bombs above his head and raised his finger. Let's go back. As soon as the words fell, all the falling volcanic bombs changed direction and fell head-on towards Akainu. Boom. 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 Akainu didn't have time to dodge, and couldn't dodge such a large-scale attack at all, and was directly covered and submerged by his own volcanic bombs. Sakazuki Admiral. Countless marine soldiers shouted in alarm. Lucifer doesn't understand what they're worried about. A group of weaklings who can't protect themselves, to worry about a marine admiral. No matter how you look at it, it's a bit funny. Akainu is a Logia-capable person, so naturally he won't be hurt by his moves. But other marines on the battlefield were not so lucky. A wave of volcanic bombing killed hundreds of marine soldiers, leaving no bones left. As Akainu did when he came to battle, Lucifer now pays back. Lucifer is very vengeful to return the hand to the other. Little ones, give me aldehyde. Don't miss any of the marines here today. Lucifer gave the order, and the voice boomed, spreading across the battlefield. Roar. Countless pirates obeyed the order and rushed towards Marine aggressively. Now that Marine's reinforcements haven't arrived yet, the pirates' strength is far superior to Marine's in terms of numbers and combat power, and the battle is almost one-sided. Ah la la la, it's a bit difficult to handle now. Paluzolino, how far are the reinforcements from here? Aokiji appeared next to Kizaru, and asked anxiously. I don't know. After all, the ice continent you created is too big for warships to pass through. Seeing the ice continent, Aokiji's first reaction was Aokiji. This behavior is clearly a pit for naval headquarters. Kizaru looked at Aokiji teasingly. The meaning in his eyes was obvious. I didn't expect you to be an idiot. Kizaru claims to be a salted fish, but he never cheats his own people. This behavior of Aokiji made Kizaru admire him. Hey, I didn't cause this, don't look at me like that. Aokiji doesn't want to be blamed. Don't forget, that man can do this kind of thing too. Aokiji looked at Lucifer in the distance, secretly shocked. I heard that Lucifer can use ice power, but now it seems that Lucifer's ice power is not weaker than him. Each of the 3 admiral abilities that Lucifer uses rivals them. Combining all kinds of factors, Lucifer is the strongest enemy they have ever encountered, and there is no such thing as one of them. Okay, you two stop talking nonsense. It's important to eradicate the enemy. Akainu stepped out of the flames with a ferocious expression, surrounded by hot murderous aura. He doesn't like Aokiji or Kizaru. A salty fish, there is no gesture that Marine Admiral should have. In Akainu's view, combating all evils, eradicating all evils, and completely cutting off future troubles is what Marine Admirals should do. Neither Aokiji nor Kizaru fit this point. After saying this, Akainu rushed directly into the battlefield, killed a group of pirates, and charged towards Lucifer. Capture the thief first and capture the king first. Lucifer is undoubtedly the culprit in this war. As long as he is dealt with, Marine will naturally win. Is this directed at me? Seeing Akainu rushing towards him, Lucifer smiled faintly, neither dodging nor avoiding. Call out. A black shadow swept out from behind Lucifer, blocking Akainu's killing move. Akainu, let me be your opponent. Shiryu of the Rain holds the famous sword Thunderstorm, and the blade meets Akainu's magma fist head-on. Only you. Go away, you traitor. Akainu let out a roar, and the lava fist exploded directly, forcing Shiryu of the Rain back. Sure enough, Shiryu of the Rain wasn't enough to fight Akainu. Lucifer shook his head inwardly, he had expected this. Die, Lucifer. Great eruption. Akainu punched Lucifer, and the lava fist swelled in the wind, and the volume soon exceeded tens of meters. Since you want to play, let's play with you. Lucifer also fights with fists. Great eruption. Lucifer's fist also turned into lava, but its volume was twice that of Akainu's lava fist, which was more than 100 meters. It is also covered with armament hockey at the peak level. Just after the ultimate move appeared, the strong murderous aura has already erupted. Boom. The two fists collided, and a powerful shockwave erupted and swept all directions. Countless eyes on the icy battlefield looked at this side, thinking that the two would be evenly matched. But I didn't expect that the victory and defeat would be decided in an instant. Lucifer landed with one punch, smashing Akainu's lava fist instantly. The power of the punch remained undiminished, and he continued to move forward, hitting Akainu's body with one punch. Compared with Lucifer's huge fist of more than 100 meters, Akainu's size is undoubtedly much smaller, like an ant. The huge fist was like an out-of-control train, hitting the ant head-on, and the result can be imagined. Akainu was punched flying, his body was shot backwards, and he vomited blood in midair. His physical body couldn't bear Lucifer's huge force, and countless cracks opened, and blood shot from all over his body. Rumble. Akainu slammed into the ice continent, and the ice shattered along the way, leaving a 1,000-meter-long ravine. Lucifer withdrew his fist and smiled indifferently. It seems that your fist is not very good. Red Dog. Universal pull. Lucifer grabbed Akainu with a big hand, and a strong gravitational force erupted immediately. Akainu, vomiting blood, was pulled from the ice debris and flew towards Lucifer. Meteor volcano. Akainu counterattacked, blasting out hundreds of lava bombs again. Under the action of gravity, this wave of volcanic bombs is faster. Use my moves to deal with me? Is it too arrogant? Shenluo Tianzheng. Lucifer struck with one palm, and the shockwave formed by armament hockey's release whizzed out with a powerful repulsive force. With a loud bang, hundreds of lava volcanic bombs were instantly crushed. At the same time, the repulsive force in the armament hockey shockwave also hit Akainu head-on. A few mouthfuls of blood spewed out again, and Akainu was sent flying again. 0. There are only two moves in the fight, but the level of strength between Lucifer and Akainu is already obvious. Lucifer was hitting Akainu at all, like a father hitting his son. The pirates and marine who were watching were dumbfounded. They've never seen anyone label Marine Admiral like this. Red Dog, is this the only strength you have? Lucifer pointed a finger at the sky and lowered it gently. The Sword of Judgment. As soon as the voice fell, countless steel long swords were formed in the sky. The moment the long sword was formed, it was covered with armament hockey and fell down with a crash. Whoosh. 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 The long sword carried a rapid breaking wind sound, almost forming a sonic boom, and the speed was extremely fast. Ice Age. Aokiji made a move at this time, and a burst of cold air broke out, forming an iceberg directly, blocking all the swords of judgment. Of course, the huge iceberg of the Sun Zodiac also shattered in an instant. Where are you looking? Aokiji backs up Akainu and reveals a small opening that gives Webble his moment. The Naginata slashed down angrily, splitting Aokiji into a pile of ice shards. The fragments regained their physicality, and a trace of blood flowed from the corner of Aokiji's mouth. Whitebeard too, it really is a monster. Even Aokiji has to admire Webble's strength and armament hockey. No wonder he was compared to a young Whitebeard, well deserved. Kai. A large amount of water vapor erupted, and Akainu, covered in blood, came out from under the ice ruins and confronted Lucifer at a distance. What? Do you still want to fight? Lucifer smiled calmly. Red Dog, you are not my opponent. Should I get some help? That yellow monkey that fishes in soy sauce is pretty cool. Lucifer looked to the other side of the battlefield, where thunder and lightning shone brightly, lightning and lasers intertwined with each other, and the battle was intense. Any leakage of lightning and laser light will cause a violent explosion. The surrounding marines and pirates have already evacuated far away, not daring to approach the battlefield. Kizaru is having fun with Enel at the moment, and the two are playing evenly. Hearing Lucifer's voice, thousands of mudhorses galloped past my heart. MMP, I provoke you to provoke you. Kizaru, who has been making soy sauce, wanted to curse a little bit. Can't I catch fish? You beat yours? What are you looking at me for? Enel is naturally not his opponent, and their match is naturally the result of Kizaru's release. Kizaru is very clear about his position. As long as he doesn't meet Lucifer, he can completely guarantee his own safety. Akainu also saw Kizaru's fighting situation, and his face darkened immediately. MMP, this pig teammate, why are you selling me? When is this? Are you still putting salted fish in water here? What enmity do I have with you? Are you going to trick me like this? The old man was almost beaten to death, and you are still fishing for fish and water. What kind of hatred do you have with me? You want to trick me like this? At least Aokiji helped me once. What are you doing? Among the three admirals, the relationship between Akainu and Aokiji is the worst, almost incompatible. Aokiji and Akainu have barely spoken since the Ohara incident. But Kizaru is wandering between the two, not helping each other. Even Aokiji tried to help him, but Kizaru let him go, which naturally made Akainu angry. However, Akainu wouldn't say anything about asking for help. His character dictates his behavior. Even in death, Akainu would not call out. Akainu looked at Lucifer. Hot magma erupted all over his body. Stop talking nonsense, Lucifer. Today either you die or I die. As soon as the voice fell, Akainu disappeared in place immediately, and a hot breath erupted on the left side of Lucifer. Dark Hound. Akainu's arm has turned into a big dog of magma, biting towards Lucifer's head. Extinguish it. Lucifer didn't dodge or evade, just said softly. The magma shot by Akainu suddenly extinguished and hardened, turning into stones that shattered and dissipated. Akainu's complexion changed drastically. His pupils were so round that they almost protruded. Snapped. In the next 10 seconds, he was slapped away by Lucifer. Hitting people doesn't slap people in the face, but Lucifer likes to slap people in the face. Call out. Before Akainu landed, Lucifer had teleported over. Snapped. It was another loud slap in the face, shot back because of disgust. Next, Lucifer gave Akainu a slap in the face. Lucifer moved quickly, teleporting and slapping Akainu's face again and again. Crack. 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 There was a loud slap on the ice battlefield, which made the surrounding Marines and pirates dumbfounded. A series of gasps sounded, and many people involuntarily covered their faces. Even Aokiji and Kizaru were a little sluggish at this moment, feeling their scalps tingling. Too miserable. Akainu is simply synonymous with miserable. Lucifer's set of attacks does not do much damage, but it is extremely insulting. Being slapped continuously by a pirate in front of tens of thousands of people, Akainu's face can be said to have been thrown at his grandma's house. The anger in Akainu's heart burned to ultimate, and he felt like he was about to explode. Of course he knew what was going on now. Lucifer was obviously humiliating him. Damn bastard. When did Akainu suffer this humiliation? Not to mention becoming a Marine Admiral. Even before Admiral, he never did. Physical pain is still second, the key is dignity. Lucifer is killing people now, not only to give Akainu physical pain, but also to completely destroy all his dignity. Big? How big is it? Do you still think my slap is not big enough? Fool you. Akainu was about to launch a great eruption, but was interrupted by Lucifer's slap. This time, Lucifer slapped him so hard that Akainu's head exploded. His body also exploded directly, turning into countless magma fragments and falling heavily in the distance. After the magma fragments combined, Akainu returned to his original shape, but at this moment he was so miserable that the onlookers were dumbfounded. I saw that Akainu's face was completely swollen, as if he had been stung by a wasp. Blood flowed, and even several teeth fell out. Puff. Suddenly a titter sounded, and countless eyes looked at one person at the same time. No. Sorry, I can't help it. Marine Admiral who was beaten into a pig's head, I really haven't seen it. The pirate touched his head, a little embarrassed. It's okay, I haven't seen it before, today is really an eye-opener. As he spoke, he also burst into tears. Puff. Ha 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 ha. Laugh if you want to laugh, I want to laugh too, ha 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 ha. Actually, I don't usually smile. I've been trained professionally, unless I can't help it, poof. All of a sudden, countless pirates laughed loudly, and it spread throughout the entire icy battlefield. It's hard to imagine that this is the battlefield of an all-out war between Marines and pirates. Some pirates looked at Akainu who was beaten into a pig's head and laughed heartily. Some even laughed so hard that they lay down on the ground and beat the ice. Pig Akainu. This is an eye-opener. Shiryu of the Rain also showed an uncontrollable smile. That's right, Akainu, don't use this name in the future, use the pig's head instead. Akainu doesn't sound like a dog. A pig's head is more suitable for you. Marine Admiral's pig's head will definitely go down in history. From now on, you are the legend of Marine. The whole world will know your name. Ha 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 ha. Shiryu of the Rain, Brindiwaldo, King of Evil Government, Hunter of Xuanyue and other legendary big pirates add fuel to the fire one after another, murdering people. Aokiji and Kizaru looked at each other, and suddenly felt that Akainu was a bit pitiful. Kizaru was afraid for a while, but at the same time he was a little grateful. Luckily Lucifer didn't have the means to deal with him in previous fights. Among the Marine 3 Admirals, he is the one who has the most contact with Lucifer. The injuries he received were also the heaviest. But now it seems that Akainu is 10 times and 100 times more miserable than him. People hate you for your poor character. The old man's low-key behavior really pays off. Kizaru said secretly in his heart. At the same time, Akainu was already mad with anger. His eyes were red and bloodshot, as if he was going to eat Lucifer alive. Bastard, the butcher can't spare you. Go to hell. Akainu let out a roar, and his whole body quickly expanded and became bigger, and in the blink of an eye, he turned into a magma giant with a height of more than 20 meters. With Akainu's charge, endless magma hit Lucifer like a tsunami. Oh, I'm angry. It's kind of scary. Yeah, the ability of Logia lava fruit is still very powerful. Shiryu of the rain leapt, the thunderstorm pierced the sky, and made dozens of flying slashes. The slash hit the magma, splitting the magma, but missed Akainu's entity. The magma split healed quickly. I'm coming too, Yuan 100 times cannon. Berndi Waldo snatched the spear from a pirate next to him, and fired several times. The bullet swelled against the wind, and instantly became 100 times larger, punching out several large holes in the magma tsunami. Unfortunately, Akainu's body was still not injured. After the volume becomes larger, the entity of Akainu is hidden in it, making it more difficult to capture. Okay, let me do it. Lucifer took a step forward, raised his palm and waved lightly, and the magma tsunami in front of him was instantly exploded. The magma tsunami split open and was divided into two. Akainu's screams came from the magma, but Akainu still didn't appear. Aren't you out yet? Lucifer narrowed his eyes and felt a chill. Blade storm. Lucifer raised his hand and pointed at the sky. The space split open suddenly, and countless flying swords and long knives were shot out. The sword is pitch black, already covered with the highest density of armament hockey. Strangle. Under Lucifer's control, the blade storm hits the magma tsunami, splitting his face. After rushing back and forth several times, the magma tsunami was completely annihilated, and Akainu finally appeared in reality. The Sword of Judgment. A huge long sword was generated in the void, and as Lucifer's palm fell, the huge sword slammed into Akainu's body. Puff. With one sword falling, all gods and forms are destroyed. A severed arm flew into the air, and Akainu's screams resounded throughout the icy battlefield. OPG. Akainu clutched his shoulders and retreated quickly. The pain on the face of the pig's head was hard to hide. Everyone looked at it, and saw that Akainu's right arm was broken at the shoulder, and the blood sprayed 3 feet high. Sakazuki Admiral. Impossible, how could Akainu Admiral lose? Lucifer, is that demon so strong? Stop him quickly. Suddenly an exclamation erupted, and everyone saw that Lucifer's second ultimate move had fallen again. The first sword has cut off Akainu's right arm. If the second sword is cut off, he will surely die because of disgust. Don't even think about it. Ice Age. Aokiji immediately turned into a gust of cold air and rushed towards Akainu. The extremely cold air condensed into an iceberg, trying to block Lucifer's killing move. Kizaru could no longer just sit idly by, and turned into a golden laser, and then fired countless flash bombs towards the giant sword in the sky. 8 feet Chong Guyu. Doomsday. Lucifer's ultimate move finally fell, and the huge iceberg created by Aokiji was split in an instant. The slash continued, and he slashed towards Akainu head-on. At the same time, Kizaru's laser bomb finally hit the giant sword, and the continuous explosive bombardment caused the giant sword to change its direction. Rumble. The giant sword bombarded the icy battlefield, and a powerful shockwave erupted, directly splitting the icy battlefield. A huge crack runs through thousands of meters in an instant, and along the way, countless marine pirates fall into the bottomless abyss. Boom. A figure shot backwards from the ice fog, smashed heavily on the ice, and finally stopped rolling dozens of times. A large amount of blood was spilled, and that person was Akainu. Cough cough cough. Suffering serious injuries in succession, Akainu spit out a few mouthfuls of blood again. He felt that his internal organs were about to be displaced, and the severe pain was endless. Sakazuki Admiral. The Vice Admiral Ghost Spider hurriedly ran to Akainu's side, wanting to help him. However, an indifferent voice rang in the ears of the two of them. Ready to die? At some point, Lucifer had teleported behind the two of them. Stop it, Lucifer. Don't even think about it. Aokiji and Kizaru's expressions changed drastically, and they rushed towards Lucy. The same Marine Admiral, although the relationship is not good, but they will not just watch Akainu die at the hands of Lucifer. Rumble. Thunder exploded in the sky, and a thick thunderbolt hit the flash, knocking out Kizaru's body. Enel fell from the sky and hovered in front of Kizaru, grinning wildly. Yellow Monkey, where are you going? Your opponent is me. While Kizaru was blocked, Aokiji was also blocked by Wabel and Inuarashi. And it was this second that made them lose the chance to save Akainu. The Sword of Judgment. Demonic whispers sounded, and a black long sword pierced the chest of Vice Admiral Ghost Spider. Lucifer aimed for Akainu, but Vice Admiral's ghost blocked the ultimate move with his body. Walk. Vice Admiral Ghost Spider vomited blood. He grabbed Admiral Akainu with his last bit of strength and flung him away, trying to save him from the battlefield. Oh. One life for another. Lucifer frowned, a little surprised. Unexpectedly, the Ghost Spider is so loyal to Akainu and intends to save him with his life. Of course, as long as I'm here, you don't want to hurt Sakazuki Admiral. The Vice Admiral Ghost Spider gnashed its teeth and roared, spurting blood wildly. Vice Admiral's vitality is very tenacious. Even if it was pierced in the chest, the Ghost Spider did not die immediately. However, at the next moment, a cold light lit up, flying the head of the Vice Admiral Ghost Spider. Lucifer is not in the mood to talk nonsense with a Vice Admiral, and his goal has always been because of it. Ding. Host beheaded Naval Headquarters Elite Vice Admiral, and got 85,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, but Lucifer ignored it. Lucifer grabbed it with his big hand, and the gravity exploded to pull Akainu in the distance. Akainu has been seriously injured, and he can no longer fight back or break free from the shackles of gravity. The surrounding Marines could only watch Akainu being captured by Lucifer. Stop. Don't want. Sakazuki Admiral. Countless pirates wanted to come up to rescue, but they were blocked by the pirates. Ended. Lucifer's expression was indifferent, and his killing intent was firmly locked on. Shenluo Tianzheng. With a palm strike, the powerful repulsive force roared out with the shockwave of armament hockey, and hit Akainu with a bang. Wherever the shockwave went, a deep ravine was plowed out on the icy ground. Countless Marines hissed and roared, their eyes tearing open. The image of Akainu being knocked out by Lucifer has already appeared in his mind. Boom. At the critical moment, the same armament hockey shockwave flew from a distance. At a distance of several thousand meters, the shockwave arrived instantly, colliding head-on with Lucifer's shockwave. Rumble. When the extreme moves collided, the shockwave erupted, creating a big hole in the ice battlefield, and countless ice fragments flew in all directions. Admiral Akainu was also blown away by the shockwave, but what hit him was only the aftermath, not the main force. So Akainu just vomited a few more mouthfuls of blood, and his life was not seriously affected. Finally here. Garp. Lucifer turned his head and looked in one direction, only to see that the Marine hero Garp had appeared on the battlefield at some point. The Marine soldiers around him didn't notice, and few people in the entire battlefield noticed his arrival. Not only Garp came, but also the elite reinforcements sent by Naval Headquarters finally arrived. Marines appeared densely behind the icy battlefield, with a total of 50,000 people. There was a burst of shouting and killing, and the sound tore through the sky. A Vice Admiral Garp. Seeing Garp appearing to rescue Akainu, many Marine soldiers immediately cheered and roared. Great. Vice Admiral Garp is here. The strongest sailor, with Vice Admiral Garp, will definitely defeat Lucifer. Our reinforcements have also arrived, a total of 50,000 people. This time we will definitely kill Lucifer. Not one of these vicious pirates can escape. Marine, who had already collapsed, immediately boosted his morale, and his momentum in turn suppressed the pirates. What about Sakazuki Admiral? How is he? Several Marine soldiers hurried up to rescue Akainu. After seeing Akainu's injuries, they gasped. It's just that Akainu's injury is too serious. His right arm was severed shoulder to shoulder, his chest was sunken, his head was swollen like a pig's head, his body was as limp as tofu, and he didn't know how many bones were broken. With such a terrifying injury, an ordinary person would have died 100 times long ago. Akainu is still alive and conscious, which is very rare. Garp, you're such a spoiler. It would have been fun if you hadn't come. Lucifer looked at Garp and said calmly, interesting? Garp frowned and roared, Lucifer kid? Is it fun to do evil and kill people, in your opinion? No, I'm talking about beating Akainu to a pulp, which would be a very interesting crime. Gravity crush. Lucifer raised his hand to shake Akainu in the distance, and a force of gravity suddenly exploded, pressing on Akainu. What? Accompanied by a scream, the dozen or so Marines around Akainu were all crushed by gravity, their bodies exploded, and their flesh and blood flew everywhere. Akainu was also pinned to the ice, but with his last breath he used the armament hockey defense to barely protect himself. Stop. Garp threw a punch in the direction of Akainu, and the powerful armament hockey formed a shockwave that directly shattered Lucifer's gravity area. Little devil, your opponent is me. Garp's figure flashed, and he teleported directly to Lucifer's side, hitting Lucifer's head with his pitch-black fist. Call out. Lucifer flickered, dodged the fist, and appeared more than 10 meters away. Garp, your opponent is not me. I have an old friend who wants to meet you and catch up with you. Lucifer smiled lightly, and said coldly, aren't you coming out yet? As soon as the words fell, a red figure suddenly appeared on the battlefield and came to Garp in an instant. Clang. A huge slash erupted, instantly hitting Garp and sending him flying hundreds of meters away. The sudden attack shocked the surrounding Marine soldiers. They didn't expect that there are hidden monsters here, which can force Garp back. Long time no see, Garp, do you remember me? The Red Earl held a long sword and said calmly. Ryder, I didn't expect you to come out. Garp looked at Ryder, his face serious. The surrounding Marines looked at the old man who appeared suddenly, and looked at each other with doubts on their faces. 99% of Marines don't know him. That's the Red Earl, Lonely Rider, the legendary day of the great pirate of old. It is said that at his peak, he could keep pace with One Piece King Luogia and Whitebeard by himself. Garp's aide-de-camp explained. As soon as these words came out, the surrounding Marine soldiers gasped. What is a monster? That's right in front of them. One person can sit on the same level as Luogia Whitebeard. Just by listening to it, you can know how strong it is. How many monsters are imprisoned in Impel down? Garp, haven't we seen each other in decades? Where's Sengoku? Isn't he here? And Kong, the butcher misses him very much. The reason why the Red Earl was arrested was because of Kong and Garp. The Red Earl and the former Marine Marshal Kong singled out and won, but after the battle, their physical strength was exhausted and their combat strength was weak, which led to being picked up by Garp, and then they were caught in Impel down. This level has been closed for decades. Now that he has come out, of course he wants revenge. Sora is already the commander-in-chief of the entire army, and Sengoku has also been promoted to the rank of Marshal of the Marine. Ryder, it's not our time anymore. Why do you still have to go through this muddy water? From Garp's point of view, it's impossible for Ryder to join Lucifer. And with his strength, it is easy to leave this battlefield after getting out of trouble. There is no need to stay and fight with Marine. This old man is not the kind of ungrateful pirate. I owe this brat a favor, and of course I have to pay it back. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing images of your Marine fiasco. Stop dreaming. As long as the old man is around, Marine will never lose. Oh, really? The Red Earl smiled playfully, causing Garp's expression to change instantly. He turned his head and found that Lucifer had disappeared at some point. Not good, Sakazuki. Garp reacted instantly, but it was too late. While Garp was talking nonsense with the Red Earl, Lucifer had already made his move. Bang. 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 A mass of flesh exploded, and Lucifer appeared behind Admiral Akainu. He was lying on the ice, panting, his breath was already weak to ultimate. Lucifer. Akainu's eyes are blurred, but he can still see the face of the person in front of him clearly. Old man. Won't. Okay, I don't want to hear your last words, go all the way. Lucifer looked indifferent, and with a wave of his big hand, a long black sword had already pierced through the air. Stop. Sakazuki Admiral, Sakazuki. Garp, Aokiji, and Kizaru's expressions changed wildly, and they roared angrily. But it was too late for them to save people, they could only watch the deadly sword fall. The Sword of Judgment. Puff. The long sword entered the body, pierced through the chest and heart, and blood spurted out. Akainu let out a scream, and his body twitched violently. His eyes fixed on Lucifer, and he didn't close them until the breath of life was completely cut off. Ding. Host kills Marine Admiral Akainu and gets 350,000 kill points. The system's prompt sounded in Lucifer's mind, completely announcing the fall of Admiral Akainu. A total of 350,000 killing points made Lucifer's total killing points increase by a large amount. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Domain observation hockey, Pinnacle. Conqueror's hockey. Domain kill point, 3391000. With this harvest, Lucifer's total kill points have reached 3,391,000. The harvest of killing an admiral is really rich. Lucifer put away a crimson devil fruit without any trace, it was Akainu's Logia lava fruit. Killing the Akainu harvest kill point is just one of them, Logia lava fruit is also a huge harvest. Hey, aren't you coming back? Is that a lie? Admiral Aokiji and Kizaru both stopped and stared blankly at the corpse at Lucifer's feet, sweating profusely and eyes filled with disbelief. They couldn't believe that Akainu died like this. At this moment, Aokiji and Kizaru also felt a sense of sadness in their hearts. That's right, Admiral is also a human being, why doesn't he die? As long as it is human, it will die. They used to be called Invincible because they didn't meet stronger people. As long as you meet, even Admiral may be killed. Watching the young and handsome Lucifer, Aokiji and Kizaru give me chills. This young man is a true demon. In front of him, no one dares to call himself invincible, no one dares to say he is invincible. Damn Lucifer, I killed you. Garp's roar spread throughout the battlefield, and the whole person turned into a mass of black shockwaves and rushed towards Lucifer. A terrifying aura surrounded him, forming a ferocious roaring beast. The Red Earl stepped forward to stop him, but he punched him back. Garp went on a rampage all the way, and finally killed Lucifer. Armament hockey field? Lucifer punched Garp head-on. The fists of the two slammed together fiercely, and a powerful shockwave erupted and swept all directions. The ice surface under the two of them shattered inch by inch, and the invisible shockwave formed a strong wind, blowing the people around them upside down. Get out of here! Lucifer shouted angrily, and his strength and armament hockey suddenly increased by a level. With a loud bang, Garp was directly punched by Lucifer, smashing a group of Marines to their knees. It was the armament hockey field just now, it's just not fully open. Is it because I'm getting older and my strength has weakened and I can't use it, or? Lucifer is sure that Garp just used the armament hockey domain. This power Lucifer is familiar with, he can use it himself. Only armament hockey who has reached the domain level can have such power. It's just that Garp didn't fully open the domain, so he didn't exert the full power of the armament hockey domain. As for why he didn't use it, Lucifer didn't know the reason. The biggest possibility is that he is old and weak, and hockey is weakened and cannot be used anymore. Someone in the previous life said that Garp's strength would not weaken with age, but that was just a joke. It is normal for human beings to become old and weak in physical strength, and no one can be an exception. Although Garp is a monster among monsters, he is no match for the power of time. The icy battlefield was dead silent, and all Marines and pirates focused on Lucifer. Or rather, focus on the corpse at Lucifer's feet. That is Marine Admiral Akainu, the world's top powerhouse, a terrifying monster that makes countless pirates fearful. But now, he was dead, a cold corpse lying at Lucifer's feet. Originally there were 50,000 troops joining, and the momentum of the Marine side was very fierce. But at this moment, Marine's aura instantly fell to the bottom. Sakazuki Admiral he was killed by Lucifer. Impossible, he is Admiral, the highest combat power of naval headquarters. How could Admiral lose? Even Admiral is dead, can we beat Lucifer? Impossible, we can't fight that monster. We are dead, we are dead. Countless pirates froze in place, their eyes glazed over, their fighting spirit completely lost, and they didn't even notice that the weapons in their hands had dropped. Admiral is the highest combat power of naval headquarters, and is the existence that all Marine soldiers admire. In their eyes, Marine Admiral is synonymous with invincibility and will never fail. It is because of Admiral that so many Marine soldiers are able to fight bravely. However, there are pros and cons. Marine Admiral can bring morale to Marine. Once he dies, this morale will collapse instantly. Akainu's death directly hit Marine's morale and made tens of thousands of Marine soldiers despair. Lucifer grabbed Akainu's body with a big hand, and roared, "Little ones, kill me, kill Marine, leave no one behind." Lucifer's roar spread throughout the battlefield, and tens of thousands of pirates roared one after another, boosting their morale. Kill Marine. Captain Lucifer is the strongest. Even Marine Admiral is dead, what do we have to fear? It's a win. Marine, your end is here. Quack quack quack. Tens of thousands of pirates laughed ferociously and rushed towards Marine. One side's morale is greatly increased, and there is no fear of death, while the morale of the other side is greatly reduced, and the heart is afraid. One can imagine the outcome of the battle. With just one impact, Marine is showing signs of breaking down. It seems that I followed the wrong captain, this is very interesting. Shiryu of the Rain grinned grinningly, turned into a black shadow and charged into the Marine camp. As the knife flashed, a large number of Marine soldiers were killed and fell in a pool of blood. Ha 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 ha, I'm coming too. Decades have passed, and I've been waiting for today. Berndi Waldo's movements were no slower than that of Shiryu of the Rain, and he rushed into the Marine army at 100 times the speed. Momo hundredfold slash. Berndi Waldo snatched a scythe, which instantly became 100 times larger. With a single slash, countless Marines were chopped off in half. The evil government king, Xuanyue Hunter, Deju Joate, San Juan the Wolf and other legendary pirates also used their own methods to kill Marine. Don't be afraid, justice is undefeated, evil can never triumph over good. The vice admirals on the Marine side stepped forward one after another, blocking these legendary pirates, and at the same time began to improve the morale of the army. We still have Vice Admiral Garp, and 2 admirals, Aokiji and Kizaru. A mere group of ghost pirates will never be able to defeat justice. That's right, As long as this old man is here, Marine will never be defeated. Garp took a leap and jumped to the front of the battlefield. The turbulent armament hockey erupted from his body, and instantly condensed into a set of armament hockey armor. At the same time, there is also a large amount of armament hockey dissipating into the surrounding air, forming an armed color hockey field. The moment the domain erupted, hundreds of pirates around them exploded instantly, leaving no bones left. The surrounding marines and pirates widened their eyes when they saw this scene. Even Aokiji and Kizaru were no exception. This was the first time they had seen Garp display such power. Finally used. Armament hockey field. There was awe in Aokiji and Kizaru's eyes, something they wanted too. But unfortunately, they have not reached this level yet. Lucifer thought Garp was old, so he was wrong. But now it seems that he is still very old and strong. Little Lucifer, even if I risk my life today, I will kill you here. Die. Boom. The shock wave exploded, and Garp turned into a train roaring towards Lucifer. Clang. A round of huge slashes came through the air, and it was the Red Earl who made the move. But it's a pity that the moment Slash touched the shockwave, he was annihilated in an instant, and he couldn't even stop him for an instant. Well done. Lucifer also burst out, and the endless armament hockey field roared out, and also condensed the armament hockey armor to open the armament hockey field. Boom. Two groups of pitch-black shockwaves crashed into everything. Endless shockwaves whizzed out in all directions, covering a radius of several kilometers in an instant. The icy ground was cracked inch by inch, and countless marines and pirates were blown away by the shockwave. The entire icy continent was shaking violently, the sky changed color, and the deep clouds were directly punched out by the shockwave of armament hockey into a large hole with a diameter of more than a kilometer. He's also in the armament hockey field. This is impossible. The many marines and pirates who watched didn't know what it meant. They only knew that the battle here was too terrifying, so they fled one after another. Only Aokiji and Kizaru stared wide-eyed. In the field of armament hockey, only by cultivating armament hockey to the limit of the limit can it be possible to break through the shackles and successfully open it. Talent, hard training, chance, life and death crisis, all are indispensable. It can be said that the person who can open the armament hockey field is 1 in a billion, and it is hundreds of times and thousands of times rarer than the awakened conqueror's hockey. Naval headquarters is full of strong people, with a complete cultivation system, and there are not a handful of people who have opened the field over the years. All 3 of their marines and admirals were monsters, but none of them reached this level. But Lucifer has reached. He is only 24 years old this year. Monster. What kind of monster is he? Kizaru and Aokiji stared blankly at Lucifer, who was fighting fiercely with Garp. A sense of powerlessness emerged in both of their hearts at the same time. What kind of monsters are they compared to Lucifer? It's just a me and yang. Boom. 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 The armament hockey fields of Lucifer and Garp are intertwined and colliding with each other. Both armament hockey attacks can be said to be ubiquitous, and the attack density cannot be calculated. Beastmaster Fist. Lucifer punched Garp in the chest, and the armament hockey shockwave directly penetrated Garp's body and burst out from the back. Fistbone Meteorite. Garp responded with his fist as well, punching Lucifer in the chest. At this moment, Lucifer didn't use the power of the fruit of words. After finally meeting a monster who also opened the armament hockey domain, he also wanted to experience a fist-to-body fight. Although the two only used the simplest fists to attack, the power of each punch was terrifying. Even Marine Admiral can get hurt by a frontal punch. Bang. 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 Lucifer and Garp's punching speed soared to ultimate, and their arms had become afterimages. At a glance, the two of them had hundreds of fists attacking at the same time. Abandon defense, only return. Such a fist-to-hand fight is the purest strength of armament hockey. Whoever's hockey is weak and can't hold it first will lose. Boom. Lucifer punched Garp in the chest, cracking his hockey armor. Garp, can't hold it anymore. Lucifer laughed ferociously, and the offensive surged again. Stop talking big. The old man won't catch his breath even if he fights for another 10 days and 10 nights. Little ghost, you can't hold it anymore. Garp also increased the speed of his punches. However, his fist did not break Lucifer's armament hockey armor. Lucifer didn't take a step back, but Garp's feet had already slid a trail of ice. Under Lucifer's onslaught, Garp has shown signs of decline. Not good. Do it. Ordinary people with weak strength can't see the specific battle situation, but Aokiji and Kizaru are different. They have discovered that Garp is at a disadvantage. The two looked at each other from a distance, and at the same time launched an attack behind Lucifer. Although it is said that the sneak attack method is very dirty, but the two of them can't care so much at this moment. Garp must not lose, otherwise Marine's morale will completely collapse. At that time, the tens of thousands of Marines here will be completely hopeless. They can't let the situation develop to that point. 8-foot Chong Guyu. Ice cube storm pheasant's mouth. Countless flash bombs and a huge iceberg burst out of the air, attacking Lucifer's back. 200 million volts, the roar of the angry dragon. Splitting void. Cracked the air. Momo 100 times cannon. Just when the attack was about to hit Lucifer, Enel, Shiryu of the Rain, Berndiwaldo, Wabel and others shot. The roaring Brontosaurus, the huge flying slash, and the huge cannonball blocked all the attacks of Aokiji and Kizaru. Marine, that's despicable. Will Marine Admirals sneak up on you too? Enel is suspended in the sky, has turned on the Thor form, and the thunderlight is shining all over his body. Sure enough, Marine. Aokiji, I misread you. Yellow Monkey, you are too arrogant. Enel, Shiryu Rain, Berndiwaldo, and Wabel stepped forward at the same time, and used a 2-on-1 lineup to face the two Marine Admirals of Aokiji and Kizaru. In the center of the battlefield, Lucifer smiled ferociously. Garp, it seems that Marine is nothing more than that. Original true fist. Lucifer punched out, dazzling light bloomed on the pitch-black fist. It was the purest armament hockey, the density was almost 100%. Zero boom. Lucifer punched Garp in the chest, and Garp's armament hockey shattered. The powerful armament hockey shockwave hit Garp's chest, and with a bang, his chest was dented immediately. Garp's complexion changed, a mouthful of blood spurted out, and he shot backwards. The powerful shockwave plowed open the icy continent, leaving a deep ravine. Marine and pirates who had no time to dodge in the distance were hit by Garp and exploded with a bang. Before he could react, he was already dead. Boom. Garp crashes into an iceberg, and the massive iceberg collapses, completely burying it. A Vice Admiral Garp. A countless Marine soldiers exclaimed and shouted, their faces changing wildly. Even Vice Admiral Garp was blown away. Is Vice Admiral Garp no match for Lucifer? We can't win. The morale of the Marine side fell again, and some Marine soldiers were already timid and began to flee the battlefield. And at this moment, Lucifer's murderous intentions resumed. Mahamudra of the Sage. A huge palm is condensed in the sky, covered with the highest density armament hockey, and the pattern of the heart is clearly visible. Rumble. The huge palm slapped against the ruins of the iceberg where Garp was, causing the entire ice continent to tremble. A Vice Admiral Garp. A tens of thousands of Marine soldiers were in despair. They want to go up to save people, but at the moment they are unable to protect themselves, and they have no ability to save people at all. It's not over yet. Sage Mahamudra combo. Lucifer slaps Garp's location with a huge palm continuously. Boom. 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 A loud bang shook the sky, making the surrounding pirates dumbfounded. Hey, isn't the captain too cruel? Shiryu of the Rain and other legendary great pirates watched this scene, the corners of their mouths twitching. No one expected that Lucifer could beat the Marine hero Garp to 3. Marine hero Garp will fall today. The outcome has been decided. Garp's undefeated legend is shattered today. Everyone knows that Garp's death is already a matter of time. Garp, you're done too. Among the many pirates, the Red Earl had complicated eyes and muttered to himself. He looked at Lucifer floating in the sky. For a moment he didn't know what to say. This kid is really scary. After watching the battle between Lucifer and Garp, the Red Earl has to admit that this is a real monster. Even in his prime, he may not be Lucifer's opponent. Are all young people in the sea so fierce now? Aokiji and Kizaru left the battlefield and immediately flew towards the bombardment place of the huge reward. 8-foot Chong Guyu. Ice Age. Kizaru wants to use a flashbang to shatter the Sage Mahamudra, and Aokiji creates an ice fortress to protect Garp. Lucifer looked at the incoming attack and didn't stop it, just said a word softly. Disappear. As soon as the voice fell, Kizaru's flashbomb and Aokiji's chill disappeared instantly. And in the eyes of many, Lucifer's huge palm has fallen again. Boom. Hit with one palm, all gods and forms are destroyed. The ice continent finally shattered, and a huge palm print appeared, with huge cracks stretching in all directions. Lucifer gave a big grab, stopping the crack from spreading, while creating a gust of wind to disperse the flying ice shards. Hey, Garp, you're not dead, are you? Lucifer descended from the sky, hovering above the palm prints, looking down at the ruins under his feet. In the induction of observation hockey, the breath of Garp under the ice ruins still exists, but it has been extremely weak. Like a candle in a strong wind, it will go out at any time. Universal pull. Lucifer clawed and pulled Garp up from the rubble. I saw that Garp looked very miserable, not to mention bloody. His whole body was almost exploded, and his bones were all broken, making his body soft like a ball of cotton. After receiving such horrific injuries, Garp still didn't lose consciousness, staring at Lucifer with bloody eyes. Little devil. You will not succeed. A few broken words came out of Garp's mouth. Is this your last words? Lucifer smiled coldly. Now that I've finished speaking, I'll send you on your way now. Sensing Lucifer's murderous intent, Aokiji and Kizaru rushed over at the same time. Stop. Lucifer, don't even think about it. The speed of the two soared to ultimate, but Shiryu and others appeared again and intercepted them. Although Shiryu of the Rain, Weibo and others are not the opponents of Aokiji and Kizaru, they can still block their actions. What's more, there is a stronger Red Earl joining, which completely cut off Aokiji and Kizaru's plan to save people. Die. Just when Lucifer was about to strike, a sharp long sword suddenly appeared between Lucifer's eyebrows and stabbed at his head. Lucifer's body reacted instantly, teleported 100 meters away, and dodged the sword. Whoosh. Countless flying swords appeared out of nowhere, piercing Lucifer's vitals. The appearance of these flying swords has no warning and no rules, as if they all appeared out of thin air, somewhat similar to Lucifer's creation in the void. What is this? Lucifer raised eyebrows. His peak observation Haki didn't notice the murderous intent immediately. Smash them all. Lucifer shouted angrily, and all the flying swords that were shot were shattered and dissipated. But at the same time, Garp, who was held in his hand, was suddenly taken away by a force, and he was teleported 1,000 meters away. Ripples appeared in the distant space, engulfing Garp like a current of water. Want to save people? Dream. Crush me. Lucifer raised his finger, and the ripples in the distant space disappeared immediately. Universal pull. Lucifer raised his hand and grabbed Garp again. What about those with space abilities? Want to save someone in my hands? Daydreaming. Lucifer squeezed hard with his big hand, and with a click, he directly cut off Garp's neck. Ding. Host kills the marine hero Garp and gets 500,000 holy points. The system prompt sounded, completely announcing Garp's death. The value of the marine hero Garp is really extraordinary, directly providing Lucifer with 500,000 killing points, breaking the prey record. Lucifer, you are too arrogant, you will pay for your actions sooner or later. An extremely indifferent voice sounded in the void, but no one could be seen. Lucifer's observation Haki enveloped the surrounding void and detected hundreds of auras at the same time. But the strength of these breaths varies, and it is impossible to determine the real hiding place of the person who shot. Cost. A mouse that hides its head and shows its tail, what right does it have to bark in front of me? Get out. As soon as the voice fell, the void around Lucifer suddenly shattered. One after another figures fell out of the space. Blade storm. With a big wave of Lucifer's hand, countless flying swords and long knives shot out of the air, beheading all these people. But these people are too weak, they are obviously substitutes, he is not the one who shot before. Retreat. We have lost this war. The indifferent voice sounded again, but this time it was from the rear of Marine. At the same time, ripples appeared in the surrounding space, swallowing Marine soldiers one by one. Want to go? Space confinement. Lucifer gave an order, and the surrounding space froze. A mouse that hides its head and shows its tail, wants to save people in front of me without even showing its face, isn't it too arrogant? Gravity crush. A terrifying gravity explosion instantly enveloped a battlefield ahead. 0. Countless Marine soldiers screamed and were directly crushed into a pulp by gravity. 8-foot Chong Guyu. Kizaru cut Enel flying with a sword, and fired countless flash bombs at Lucifer at the same time, helping the mysterious man rescue the Marine soldiers. Aokiji has also frozen Shiryu and Weibo at this moment, creating an iceberg to divide the battlefield and blocking the way of the pirates. Break. A roar came from the void, and the surrounding space shattered inch by inch, swallowing tens of thousands of Marine soldiers into it. There were tens of thousands of Marine soldiers on the icy battlefield, half of whom were quickly rescued by him. Mountain of knives and sea of fire. Lucifer, who was suspended in the sky, yelled angrily, and countless sharp swords grew instantly on the icy continent, piercing Marines one by one. At the same time, flames were born in the void, burning Marines one by one to ashes. In just an instant, tens of thousands of Marines died in the hands of Lucifer. Lucifer, this isn't over yet. Your end will come soon. The indifferent voice sounded from the void again, and at the same time, a space crack appeared behind Aokiji and Kizaru. Neither of them resisted, allowing the space crack to engulf them. Just like that, the aura of Aokiji and Kizaru disappeared completely. The war ended suddenly, catching many pirates by surprise. Shiryu of the Rain, Weibo and others escaped from the ice Yamanaka. Looking at the empty ice battlefield, their faces were a little dignified. They thought they could completely destroy the marine elite when Lucifer beheaded Garp, and their morale increased greatly. But a mysterious space ability user came out from nowhere and rescued Aokiji, Kizaru and half of the marine elite. Although in this war, they wiped out nearly 30,000 marine soldiers, which was an unprecedented victory, but I always feel a little bit unwilling. Is there such a strong space system ability user in the world's government? It's really interesting. Lucifer was suspended in the sky with a playful expression. The person who shot just now is definitely Admiral level combat power. And his space ability has definitely been awakened, otherwise he couldn't use his ability to save so many people at the same time. Is it a space fruit ability user, or is it just a branch? Lucifer didn't know the answer, but he was in no hurry. Now he is in opposition to the government of the world, and sooner or later he will meet. Lucifer fell from the sky and landed on the ice. Enel, Shiryu of the Rain, Weibo and others gathered from all over the place, each with wounds on their bodies. How is it? Are you all right? Lucifer looked at Enel. It's okay, that yellow monkey can't kill me yet. Enel shook his head. Among them, Enel's injury is the most serious. There are more than 10 blood holes all over the body, and there is a big gap in the chest, and there are faintly visible bones. The blood flow almost stained him into a bloodman. Kizaru let the water go at first, so Enel was able to hold him. But then Akainu was killed, Garp was killed, Kizaru got serious, and all the fighting power broke out. Enel took the brunt of the blow and was hit directly by Kizaru. Burndi Waldo, Inwarashi and Neko Mamushi, who joined forces with him, also suffered moderate injuries. Shiryu and Weibo, who teamed up against Aokiji, also had multiple frostbite injuries. But the injury was less serious than Enel's. In terms of pure lethality, the flash power is indeed stronger than the ice. Eat this, it's good for the injury. Lucifer throws a fruit to Enel. Enel took the fruit and ate it, and saw that the hole in his body began to heal at a speed visible to the naked eye, and the large rift on his chest also healed quickly. In no time, Enel was back to his prime. This is a healing fruit, worth 200,000 killing points. After eating, it can instantly heal all injuries. A fruit costs 200,000 killing points, which is very expensive, but now Lucifer has plenty of killing points, so naturally he won't be stingy with just 200,000. At the same time, Lucifer bought several small healing fruits to treat Shiryu, Weibo and others. A total of 800,000 kill points were spent. Okay, you guys bring your own people to clean the battlefield. If anyone is found alive, all will be resolved. Yes, Captain Lucifer. Enel and others, recovering from their injuries, stepped back and led tens of thousands of pirates to clean up the battlefield. Some marines who were not rescued in time and injured marines were mercilessly killed by pirates. This all-out war ended with the overall victory of the Nether pirates. In this battle, Lucifer's harvest is undoubtedly huge. Just the harvest of killing points is a huge number. Even after spending 800,000 kill points, Lucifer's kill point balance is still high. System, open the Properties panel. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 24 Devil Fruit, Word Spirit Fruit. Physique. Hell Devil Armament Hockey, Domain. Observation Hockey. Pinnacle Conquerors Hockey, Domain. Kill points. 3,463,000. Lucifer now has 3,463,000 kill points left. If counting the 800,000 kill points consumed, Lucifer's total kill points have exceeded 4 million and reached 4,263,000. Impel Down is indeed the world's #1 hunting ground for One Piece. Even the Four Emperors pirate group can't compare here. Of course, not all of these killing points came from killing pirates. Killing Magellan, Admiral Akainu, Hero Garp, and tens of thousands of marines gave Lucifer more than 2 million kill points, accounting for half of the total harvest. System. Buy the Observation Hockey Field. Ding, the Observation Hockey domain has been purchased successfully. After deducting 800,000 kill points, the remaining loading points are 2,663,000. A force poured into Lucifer's body, and Lucifer's Observation Hockey evolved and reached the domain level. With a thought, Lucifer instantly opened the Observation Hockey Field. The Observation Hockey Field is invisible and has no earth-shattering visions like the Armed Color Field or the Conqueror's Hockey Field. Lucifer now opens the Observation Hockey Field, and outsiders can't find it at all. But it is strong because it is silent, treacherous and unpredictable. The attack on the surface can be avoided, but the invisible attack cannot be avoided. Lucifer instantly expanded the field, covering a radius of 10,000 meters. As long as Lucifer is willing, with a thought, he can block the observation haki of everyone within this range. Their observation haki will be sealed directly and cannot be used. After losing the assistance of observation haki, a person's combat power will be greatly weakened. In this way, facing Lucifer is even more desperate. At the same time, when Lucifer opened the observation haki field, he also automatically awakened the ability to predict the future. The picture of the future flashed in Lucifer's mind. Lucifer can be omniscient and omniscient. The fruit of the word spirit brings omnipotent power to Lucifer, plus the omniscient power brought by predicting the future. At this moment, Lucifer really felt that he was a real god. Omniscient and omnipotent, everything is under control. Now, I have only one last shortcoming. Without hesitation, Lucifer quickly found the ability he wanted in the system store. The awakening of the fruit of the word spirit. The price is 2 million killing points. Note: the awakening of the fruit needs a buffer time, and there may be abnormalities. Please host to choose the awakening time and place. Haki power. Lucifer has reached ultimate, only the awakening of the spiritual fruit. Lucifer has developed the fruit of words very well, but there is still a long way to go before the awakening stage. There is no way, it has only been more than a year since he ate the fruit of words. The stronger the devil fruit, the harder it is to awaken. Word spirit fruit is not powerful, but heaven-defying. The possibility of awakening is extremely slim. It can even be said that it is almost impossible to awaken. It takes Lucifer a long time to practice and develop continuously before he can reach the state of awakening. That would consume a lot of time and energy for Lucifer, and Lucifer couldn't afford to wait, so he could only use the system. It's just that if you want to use the system awakening ability, the price is very high. 2 million killing points, that's really expensive. The corners of Lucifer's mouth twitched, and his teeth ached. Killing a Garp only gets 500,000 killing points, and awakening the fruit of the word spirit requires 2 million, which is equivalent to 4 Garps. If it weren't for his huge gains this time, it would be impossible to raise 2 million killing points. The Impel down campaign cannot be replicated, only this one chance. From this we can also see how difficult it is to awaken the fruit of words. Awakening needs a buffer time, let's talk about it later. Lucifer gave up on buying the awakening ability immediately. Call. Lucifer flapped the wings of the devil and came to the sky above Impel down. The largest prison in the world is now empty, only corpses are left inside. From today, Impel down no longer exists. Gravity crush. Lucifer clapped the palm of his hand, and Impel down was completely sunk into the sea by the explosive force of gravity. Starting today, Impel down has completely disappeared from the world. Naval Headquarters, Eni's Lobby, and Impel down are the 3 major fortresses under the command of the world government. Today, only 2 of the 3 major fortresses remain. After cleaning the battlefield, Lucifer used the power of the fruit of words to create hundreds of pirate ships, and left Calm Belt with tens of thousands of pirates. Naval Headquarters, Marineford, Soldiers' Training Ground. Boom. Cracks appeared in the space, and countless Marine soldiers fell out of the space cracks. All of them looked terrified. Many Marine soldiers sat on the ground with their legs limp before they recovered, and some even peed their pants in fright. For this kind of person, no one will laugh at him, because at this moment, all the Marine soldiers have nothing but fear in their hearts. Devil Lucifer, that man is terrible. As long as they think of him, tens of thousands of Marine soldiers will feel chills all over their bodies, tremble all over, and despair. Whoosh. Whoosh. 2 figures shot out from the space crack. They were Admiral Aokiji and Admiral Kizaru. At this time, the 2 of them also looked depressed and embarrassed. Aokiji's face is only angry and remorse, and there is no trace of laziness. There was no obscenity on Kizaru's face, but a trace of fear. In this battle, not only tens of thousands of Marines were beaten to pieces, but the 2 of them were also beaten to pieces. The feeling of being powerless to watch their companions die tragically almost drove the 2 of them crazy. Tens of thousands of Marine soldiers suddenly appeared on the training ground, and they were all in such a panic, it immediately shocked the entire naval headquarters. The headquarters hospital immediately dispatched medical soldiers to rescue the wounded. What's going on here? How come there are so many wounded? Even Hua Shaoshan Vice Admiral and Flying Squirrel Vice Admiral were all seriously injured? Did they just lose a battle? Some Marines don't know why. But most Marines already guessed the truth. After all, it is not a secret that Lucifer invaded Impel down, nor is it a secret that naval headquarters and the Nether Pirates broke out in an all-out war. It's just that the result of the war is not what they want to see. Naval headquarters was defeated, and the field soldiers suffered heavy casualties. Impossible. This battle is led by the 3 admirals himself. How could it be defeated? That's right, the three admirals joined forces, and Vice Admiral Garp also went, so it should be pretty sure. Where's Vice Admiral Garp? Why didn't you see him? And Sakazuki Admiral, isn't he here? Where's Vice Admiral Garp? Why didn't you see him? And Sakazuki Admiral, isn't he here? Many Marines talked about it, and they had a bad premonition in their hearts. But none of them wanted to believe their guesses. On the other hand, Marshal Sengoku has summoned Aokiji and Kizaru to his office. In the entire naval headquarters, only Sengoku and Suru Vice Admiral knew the outcome of this battle in advance. What happened? Why did it happen? 3. Admiral teamed up, and Garp, how did you lose so miserably? Sengoku's expression is gloomy and distorted, and if you look closely, you can see that his shoulders are trembling. He already knew the results of the war casualties. Not only Admiral Akainu was killed, but even Garp died. He and Garp have been comrades in arms and brothers for decades, and the relationship is even closer than brothers. Sengoku nearly went mad when he heard the news that Garp's lifecard was burnt to ashes. He used his only rationality to forcibly suppress the impulse and anger in his heart. Now, he just wants to know everything. Aokiji and Kizaru looked at each other, not knowing what to say. After a long time, Aokiji sighed and said, "It can only be said that Lucifer is too strong. We are not opponents." Too strong? That's right, too strong. Kizaru nodded. Saying the enemy is too strong in front of 3 Admiral and Marine heroes sounds like a joke. But at this moment, this has become the purest reason for their defeat. All because Lucifer is too strong. In war, Lucifer used no intrigue, no tactics. Everything depends on his fists and mouth. Strong strength, crushing combat power. Playing Marine Admiral is like a father beating a son. Lucifer single-handedly beheaded Marine Admiral Akainu and Marine hero Garp, defeating 50,000 elite Marines. The dignity of Marine hero and Marine Admiral was shattered by him. Thinking of Lucifer's terrifying combat power, Aokiji and Kizaru's heart beat wildly, as if they were suffocating. Is Lucifer really that strong? Sengoku sat down on the chair, muttering to himself, a little in disbelief. Yes, he is strong. If I'm not mistaken, he has already opened the armament hockey field. Sakazuki was completely crushed in front of him, and he lost miserably with just one move. Only Vice Admiral Garp, who also opened the armament hockey field, can compete with him, but in the end, Vice Admiral Garp also lost. Garp, you are getting old after all. The Crane Vice Admiral sitting next to him sighed softly. Of course she knew that Garp's failure was due to old age, which led to the decline of physical strength and armament hockey, and the field was naturally inferior to the young man Lucifer. Sengoku also looked old, as if he had lost all energy in an instant. Armament hockey field, this is the realm that only the most powerful can set foot on. In the old days, only those who stood at the top could open it. All of those people have left a rich page in history. Both pirates and marines in the old days have strong players who have set foot in this field, so they can compete against each other. But in the new era, no one in marine has stepped into this realm. What makes Sengoku secretly happy is that no one among the pirates has set foot in this realm, so the balance can still be maintained. But at this moment, Lucifer broke the balance, so Marine lost a lot. In one war, Marine directly lost 2 pillars, Admiral Akainu and Hero Garp. Marine's highest combat power was almost half lost, and its combat power fell into an unprecedented state of emptiness. Sengoku looked at Aokiji and Kizaru, and gave an order, "You two, strictly guard naval headquarters during this time, don't leave even one step. In addition, recruit troops from all over the world to fill the vacancy in the headquarters, so as to prevent Lucifer from directly threatening naval headquarters." Yes. The two received the order, turned around and retreated. Are you afraid that Lucifer will directly invade naval headquarters? Suru Vice Admiral looked at Sengoku and said. Don't be afraid of 10,000, just in case, we can't afford to bet. Sengoku shook his head, with a look of extreme sadness in his eyes. Go and issue the reward order, the news this time cannot be concealed. You were responsible for dealing with the subsequent public opinion turmoil and headquarters turmoil. I'm going to the Holy Land. Sengoku's pupils were filled with endless coldness and murderous aura. It is good. Everything was said without words. Sengoku, needless to say, Suru already knew what he was going to do. It's just that Garp could also know Sengoku's mind before, but now he is gone. Garp, Sengoku, and Crane have fought side by side since they were young, and have experienced decades of ups and downs. Garp was killed. Not only Sengoku was sad, Suru Vice Admiral was also sad. After Suru Vice Admiral left, the tears in Sengoku's eyes finally couldn't be suppressed and rolled down. Garp, don't worry, I will avenge you. Whatever it takes, I'll send Lucifer to be buried with you. Boom. A burst of Conqueror's Haki shattered the walls of the Marshal's office. Countless cracks spread out, densely covered like spider webs. That's right. Sengoku is also a Conqueror's Haki Awakener, and his level is not low. He can directly cause substantial damage to surrounding objects. Sanctuary Mariajoy, Pangu Palace. Boom. The whole body of the tea table made of gold was smashed into pieces, and the fists of the curly-haired 5 elders were pitch black, exuding a strong murderous aura. Like him, the other 4-5 elders also burst into murderous aura. The palace was shrouded in murderous aura, and the temperature was as low as an ice cellar. Even the guards standing guard outside Pangu City felt the murderous aura and fell to their knees and trembled in fright. That bastard Lucifer, did that really happen? That's right, both Sakazuki and Garp are dead. In front of 5 elders, stood a CP agent wrapped in a coat and wearing a mask. The murderous aura that 5 elders erupted could not shake him at all, and his voice did not have any emotional fluctuations. He is the Ghost, the highest officer of the generation of CP organization. Whether it is CP9 or CPO, as long as they are CP agents, they all obey his orders. He is also the strongest killing machine controlled by the government of the world, a true Admiral-level combat force. Have you fought him to make sure he's reached that level? Asked the blonde 5 elders in a deep voice. It can't be wrong. Phantom said in a deep voice. I can only say that his strength has surpassed Admirals by far, and I am no match for him at all. If my spatial fruit hadn't been awakened, it would be impossible to save someone from him. The government must be ready. Lucifer's killing will not stop, and his ambition will continue to expand. Sooner or later, he will come here and take the world. He can't think about it. Arrogance. No one can take the world. The world government has been established for 800 years, and the background cannot be shaken by a pirate. A mere brat will be crushed to powder sooner or later. All the 5 elders were furious, hissing and roaring. But their trembling fists and shoulders betrayed the fear in their hearts. The news brought back by the ghosts was too shocking, and they had really felt the great oppression brought by Lucifer. The higher a person's status and power, the more he fears death. Because he is reluctant to lose everything that has now. 5 elders are such people, they are reluctant to lose their current power and wealth. Lucifer's terrifying strength has already made the 5 elders very panic and fearful. At this moment, a marine hurried over to report, Lord 5 elders, Marshal Sengoku is here. Let him in. Sengoku quickly entered the palace, seeing the anger of the 5 elders and the fear hidden under the anger at a glance. Sengoku, how do you Marines do things? You're so incompetent. It actually made the situation so serious. How are you going to explain it to the world government? If you, Marshal, don't want to do it, we can change at any time. Curly-haired 5 elders saw Sengoku coming and cursed without saying a word. In short, it is to vent all responsibility and all fire on Sengoku. Who do you want to replace? Sengoku said blankly, indifferently. If you find a suitable candidate, I can abdicate at any time. What? The curly-haired 5 elders froze, and the other 4 also had a moment of godliness. They didn't expect that Sengoku, who used to be calm in the past, would directly anger them today. Sengoku looked at 5 elders and said, Marine has tried her best, and we have done everything we need to do. In this war, Marine casualties exceeded 25,000 soldiers, Commodore killed 27, Rear Admiral killed 9, Vice Admiral died 3, and Admiral Akainu also died. And Garp, he died too. Marine has paid so much, isn't it enough? What else do you want? Is it true that you have done your duty if the entire Marine army is wiped out? If this is the case, I can go back now and lead all the Marine elites to fight Lucifer to the death. Of course, if you want, you can also fight in person. Just to teach Marine, what is not incompetent. Sengoku's roar echoed in the palace of Pangu City, and Sengoku's body burst out with a terrifying aura. It was Sengoku's Conqueror's Haki. Sengoku as Conqueror's Haki awakened, as explained in Oda's life card. In the face of this momentum, even the 5 elders were stunned. Marine Rear Admiral, who was kneeling on the ground next to him, buried his head on the ground, trembling with fright. He had never seen Sengoku throwing a fit before, it was just too scary. Even the ghost next to him couldn't help but take another look at Sengoku, and a hint of shock flashed across the indifferent expression under the mask. Sengoku has a good temper, and usually agrees to all kinds of rude requests and orders from 5 elders. 5 elders sometimes took out his anger on him, and Sengoku endured it. But this time is different. Marine suffered heavy casualties, especially with Garp dead. In this case, Sengoku couldn't stand it. Marine was right this time, they did their best, Sengoku couldn't bear to be accused of incompetence after their death. That's an insult to the dead Marine. As the Marine Marshal, Sengoku couldn't tolerate it. Even if you were angry at the five elders, you have to erase the word incompetence from their souls. The curly-haired five elders stared at Sengoku with cold eyes and clenched fists. Armament hockey had already covered his fists and would strike at any moment. Sengoku, who do you think you're talking to? What? Without the world government, what are you? Curly-hair five elders didn't expect that Sengoku would be so disrespectful to him. Damn guy. The old man is getting angry right now, wouldn't it be good for me to scold him to vent my anger? Why resist? Why dare to resist? Who gave you the guts? It's just a Marine Marshal. Without the world government, you are nothing but a pariah. My husband is celestial dragons. Despicable pariah, damn it. Curly-hair five elders' murderous intent surges at this moment. The five elders, while sane, aren't as brainless as the normal celestial dragons. But they are also celestial dragons in essence, and they are also very proud and aloof. The contempt for ordinary humans is engraved in the genes and cannot be changed at all. That is, Sengoku is the Marshal of the Marine, and he has made great contributions to the world government. Five elders still look down on him in his bones. In their view, Sengoku is just a tool, and Marine is just a group of dogs they raise. Since it is a dog, it should be obedient. What the master says, they will do. If the master wants to beat him and scold him to vent his anger, they will suffer. Any dog that dares to bark its teeth at its owner deserves to die. Facing the murderous intent of the curly-haired five elders, Sengoku was fearless and stared wide-eyed. Today Sengoku is going to fight for this breath. What about five elders? He's not afraid. Okay, calm down. Suddenly a voice came, and Kong, the commander-in-chief of the whole army, entered the palace from outside. Sengoku, calm down, I'll take care of this. Kong patted Sengoku on the shoulder and said. Seeing Kong approaching, Sengoku took a deep breath and retracted his conqueror's haki. The murderous aura in the palace dissipated immediately. Your Excellency five elders, I already know what happened. This time, Marine has really tried her best. Kong looked directly at the five elders, and said in a deep voice, if a group of Marines fighting bloody battles are still incompetent, then there will be no capable army in this world. Having to suffer humiliation after death will only drive Marine away from morality, and it will not be good for the government of the world. That's right, everyone calm down. Blonde five elders also stepped up to smooth things over. Now is not the time to shirk responsibility, the top priority is to find a way to eliminate Lucifer. Yes, Lucifer's problems must be resolved. Now we are divided internally, which is not helping to solve the problem. Several five elders spoke to persuade them, and finally the curly-haired five elders withdrew their murderous intent. But the flickering cold light in the depths of his eyes still exposed his true inner thoughts. Sengoku made him lose face in public and has already made curly-haired five elders murderous. Of course Sengoku noticed it too, but he didn't care as long as he didn't see it. Sora, since you're here, you must have already thought of a way to deal with Lucifer? Holding a sword, five elders looked at Kong and asked. I'm sorry. Lucifer's strength is already too strong, and it's not something that can be done in a short time to eliminate him. Kong shook his head, and then said, I came here to let the world government issue an order to start the world conscription. This time the Marine elite suffered heavy casualties, and the lost troops must be replenished as soon as possible. At the same time, in the face of the rapidly expanding Nether pirates, our Marine strength must be increased, so that we can compete with Lucifer. Of course, while replenishing our troops, we also need to find stronger combat power. Akainu died in battle, and the position of Admiral is vacant. It must be filled as soon as possible, otherwise the pirates in the world cannot be suppressed. The details of this war will soon spread all over the world. Marine's current military strength is very empty. After hearing this news, pirates all over the world will definitely become more unscrupulous. Only by replenishing the combat power as soon as possible, Marine can suppress the world. Do you have a suitable candidate for the position of Admiral? Asked the blonde five elders. Kong said, Momoshagi and Chabu are already Admiral's candidates, and they are already strong enough. This time Marine's combat strength is vacant, and it happens to be able to transfer the two of them back to naval headquarters. Of course, if there is a stronger combat power among the civilians, Marine can make an exception and directly give him the position of Admiral. Why? Direct promotion to Admiral. As soon as Kong said this, not only five elders looked sideways, but even Sengoku was taken aback. Marine Admiral is an extremely important position, not only requires sufficient strength, but also must have a sufficiently clean background, so as to be trustworthy. So since the establishment of Marine, Every Marine Admiral started from the grassroots step by step. Only by making great contributions to Marine for many years, with a clean net worth, and enough strength, can he be promoted to the position of Admiral. Airborne Admiral, never happened. A person who was not even a Marine before suddenly became a Marine Admiral, and the soldiers at the bottom cannot be convinced. This is also not in line with the system of military merit promotion. Sengoku can imagine that once Kong's views spread within Marine, it will inevitably cause an uproar. Kong, the position of Admiral cannot be given up casually. You should know that with Admiral's power, how many secrets can be known about Marine in the world government. Once leaked, it is likely to shake the whole world. 5 elders hesitated, unable to make up his mind for a while. Both Marine and the world government are secret organizations, and only Admiral can know many secrets. These secrets are all existences that can shake the world. Leaking any one at random may cause irreversible consequences. In the original book, Dynamite Rock is one of them. In order to fight Lucifer, such means are necessary and necessary. Now there is not much time to hesitate. Marine must immediately replenish the battle record. If you want to eliminate Lucifer, you can't do it with the current Marine alone. You must restore Marine's peak strength, or even let Marine obtain a strength beyond the peak. Kong's voice was so loud that it echoed through the palace and silenced the 5 elders. Marine's strength has soared in recent years, which has already made the world's government fearful. In order to completely control Marine, the government of the world has used various means to restrict the development of Marine. Reducing military expenditures and calling admirals alternate Momoshagi to serve as guards in the Holy Land are all means for them to restrict naval headquarters. But now, because of a Lucifer, they must fully support the development of Marine. Because if you don't act quickly, Lucifer will threaten the rule of the world government. 5 elders has no doubt that Lucifer will launch a war against the world government, and Mariajoy who was flattened is a lesson from the past. That kid has no sense of awe in his heart. That's the only way to go now. The 5 elders looked at each other and made up their minds at the same time. Just do what you want, Steel Bone. Holding swords, 5 elders looked at Kong and Sengoku, and said in a deep voice, the matter of conscription in the world is up to you. Only if the joiner is strong enough, naval headquarters can directly grant the position of Rear Admiral, Vice Admiral, or even Admiral. Strengthen Marine at all costs. Military funds for conscription will be allocated soon, and we only have one request, to wipe out that bastard Lucifer. 5 elders burst into murderous intent at the same time, roaring word by word, we don't care what method you use, how many people you kill, and how much money you spend. We only want one result, kill Lucifer. Curly-haired 5 elders added at the end, if you can't do it, you too will die. Especially you, Sengoku. This failure, as the Marine Marshal, you have an unshirkable responsibility. If you fail again, it is not too much to apologize with death. The curly-haired 5 elders stared at Sengoku with murderous intent. Apparently, he still resents Sengoku for embarrassing him earlier. Sengoku looked straight at the curly-haired 5 elders, expressionless, if I fail again, I will not apologize with death. Because I will die on the battlefield and not come back alive. That's good. Remember what you said today. In the first half of the Grand Line, the sea stretches as far as the eye can see. More than 100 large pirate ships passed by in a mighty manner, with an incomparably magnificent momentum. All those who saw the pirate flag, whether it was a merchant ship or a pirate ship, all fled. On the deck of the Nether, many cadres gathered and were having a banquet. Little ones, let's celebrate the complete victory of the Nether pirates, here we go. Lucifer raised a glass of wine and shouted, ah! Enel, Cavendish, Shiryu of the Rain and others responded one after another, and the atmosphere was very lively. Halfway through the banquet, Lucifer took out more than 30 devil fruits and put them on the deck. These are the combat power items Lucifer harvested this time. Tens of thousands of people died in the war, and demon fruit power is certainly not the only one. After many of these ability users died, Lucifer had no time to recover their abilities, so they could only be wasted. If you want any of these devil fruits, just pick one. Of course, I don't know what the specific ability is. Only these few abilities, I know. Evil Wolf, this fruit is for you, it should be the most suitable for you. Lucifer throws a devil fruit into a nearby boat. The boat was very big, but only San Juan Wolf was on it. Before the wolf could react, the devil fruit had already fallen into his mouth. San Juan Wolf is a giant, over 180 meters tall, and of course has a big mouth. One devil fruit is not enough to fill his teeth. Captain Lucifer, what calendar is this? He had eaten all the food, and it was too late for the evil wolf to regret it. Paramecia stone fruit, combined with your huge size, the combat power is extraordinary. Well, it suits you well, right? Since killing Pika to get this fruit, Lucifer has not found a suitable candidate for it. San Juan dire wolf is huge in size and can fully exert its power after possessing the stone fruit ability, so he is the most suitable candidate. Captain, what are these? Shiryu and others were not interested in those dozens of unknown fruits. They don't care about ordinary abilities at all. These are my collection, the Logia blood fruit, which can manipulate blood, and I got it by beheading a CP0 agent. Logia sand fruit, obtained by beheading Clocadar. And Magellan's poisonous fruit, which you already know. This is the fusion fruit, obtained by beheading Bullet. The last one is Akainu's lava fruit. As soon as the words fell, the eyes of Shiryu of the Rain, the evil government king and others lit up. Logia blood fruit, lava fruit, sand fruit and composite fruit. There are 3 Logia in 4, all of which are extremely powerful abilities. Their original strength is strong enough. If they get a powerful fruit ability, their combat power will definitely be able to rival Marine Admiral. In fact, Lucifer still has a soul fruit that he hasn't brought out yet. But that devil fruit Lucifer has other uses. I want the blood fruit. I like the ability to control blood. Shiryu of the Rain directly took the blood fruit and ate it every day. Shiryu's greatest hobby is killing, and his favorite is the smell of blood. The blood fruit seems to be born for him, and it is destined to belong to him. Then I'll take the lava fruit. The evil king reached out and held lava fruit in his palm. However, a hand was pressed on the back of his hand, preventing his next move. I want this ability too, Pizarro. It was the big wine Joe ate who shot. His face was flushed, he hiccuped, and the smell of alcohol sprayed the evil government king Pizarro all over the face. Jot. Are you going to rob me? The evil king Pizarro's face sank. There is only one lava fruit, and its power is well known in the world. Of course, Pizarro does not want it to fall into the hands of others. Of course I want a strong ability, but I can't take it away with a word from you. Deju Chote is not at all afraid of Pizarro's threats. Everyone has the same strength, who is afraid of whom? Oh? Want to fight? Lucifer didn't stop, but was more than happy to watch a good show. That's right, let's have a fight. Whoever is strong will eat lava fruit, the weak are not qualified to have such a powerful ability. Berndi Waldo sat aside, holding a wine bowl, laughing. Xuanyue Hunter, Enel and other fruit-capable users also sat aside to watch the show. They are already fruit-capable users, and they are destined not to be part of the devil fruit this time. But there are good shows for free, so don't watch them for nothing. Then it's decided, let's fight, Chote. Pizarro stood up, bursting into a powerful momentum. That's exactly what I mean. Joe 8, carrying a gourd of wine, also burst into a powerful momentum. Seeing this scene, the surrounding pirates roared angrily to build momentum for the two of them. I opened the market, is there any bet? A pirate yelled. I'll come. I'll bet Pizarro to win, and I'll bet 50 million Pele. I bet Chote wins, 100 million Baileys. King 100 million Baileys, you just got out of prison, where did you get 100 million Baileys? I can't touch it from a dead body? Damn, touched 100 million Baileys? Are you daydreaming? I bet Pizarro. Jot. Tens of thousands of pirates roared and booed, and Pizarro and Joe 8's approval ratings were almost the same. As legendary pirates, their strengths are indeed on the same level. Only by fighting who is strong and who is weak will we know. Captain, who do you think will win? Shiryu of the Rain came to Lucifer and asked while puffing out smoke rings. Whoever is stronger will win. After speaking, Lucifer grabbed the sea in front of him, steel ring. As soon as the words fell, the huge steel arena in the sun seat appeared in front of everyone. The arena is square, more than 100 meters long, and the whole body is made of steel. Lucifer's creation of the void once again allowed tens of thousands of pirates to see the terrifying power of the fruit of words. Moreover, the steel arena is still moving along with the advance of the pirate fleet, and everything that happens on it can be seen by the people on the surrounding pirate ships. The battlefield is ready, you can fight on it. Of course, a guy who has confidence in his own strength can also take the stage. The chaotic war is over, and whoever is the final victor will own the lava fruit. Lucifer's voice rang in the ears of tens of thousands of pirates, causing bursts of cheers. I'll try it too. I'll go as well. Lava fruit, as long as I get it, I will definitely become a cadre. The pirates who come out of Impel down are all lawless existences, and no one will feel weak unless they have personally fought them. This time, he will not only get lava fruit, but also be favored by Lucifer and become a cadre of the Nether pirates. No one will miss this opportunity. Right now, countless pirates jumped onto the ring to participate in this scuffle. HMPH, a bunch of jumping clowns are actually robbing me? They're courting death. Pizarro, the villainous government king, stared at him with a hint of ferocity, and jumped onto the ring door in an instant. HMPH. How dare a group of jumping clowns dare to fight me? Court death. Pizarro, the villainous government king, stared at him, revealing a trace of ferocity, and jumped onto the ring in an instant. With a punch, a group of pirates were thrown into the sea on the spot. Likewise, Big Wine Joe 8 also jumped into the ring. With a single impact of the huge body, more than a dozen pirates were knocked off the ring. The strength of the two is indeed higher than others, and few people dare to face them head-on. But this is a big melee in the arena, and no one can guarantee that he will be the final winner until the end. The melee in the arena instantly became intense, and tens of thousands of pirates around watched the battle, cheering and roaring. On the deck of Nether, Lucifer and a group of cadres are also watching the battle, adding a little fun to the banquet. Ryder, aren't you interested in lava fruit? Lucifer suddenly looked towards the bow and asked. Ryder was sitting on the bow of the boat blowing the wind. He had no interest in the banquet, and was somewhat out of tune with Lucifer and the others. Hearing Lucifer's question, Ryder turned his head to look at the ring and shook his head. That's not the ability that the old man wanted. Also, Lucifer, I haven't agreed to join the Nether Pirates yet, so it's just a ride for a ride. Even if the old man wanted it, you wouldn't give it to me, would you? Among the tens of thousands of pirates, only Ryder has not agreed to join Lucifer. Before the Impel down battle, Ryder only joined forces with Lucifer temporarily. This lonely old man, even though he is old, is still lonely. Really? Lava fruit doesn't like it. What about this fruit? Lucifer suddenly took out another devil fruit. The whole body of the fruit was purple. The surface was covered with spiral patterns, very demonic. This Isa, when the Red Earl saw the devil fruit in Lucifer's hand, his eyes widened instantly. With his calm state of mind for many years, he couldn't help but feel a little short of breath at this moment. Zone Phantom Beasta section Bat Fruita section Vampire form. Lucifer smiled slightly. Now that he's going to impel down, Lucifer will of course be ready. So before the war, Lucifer went to Sleeping Ancient Town and got this Phantom Beast fruit. Red Earl Ryder dismisses all other devil fruits, but only this one is his dream. How? Am I sincere enough? Lucifer tossed the vampire fruit up and down and smiled faintly. HMPH, it's just a devil fruit. If you want to use it to subdue the old man, it's still far away. Ryder snorted coldly, and immediately turned his head away, no longer looking at the fruit. However, Lucifer, Enel, and Shiryu of the Rain all saw that Ryder was just trying to hold on. His beating heart, rapid breathing, and trembling fingers all proved that he was desperate for vampire fruit. Even without observation hockey, you can clearly perceive his changes. Surprised? Mount Tai collapsed in front of him without changing his face? Give me a break. It's just that you didn't find what you wanted. The Red Earl was arrested decades ago, and his peak years were wasted in Impel Down. Of course he was not reconciled. Now that he has regained his freedom, he naturally wants to rebuild his reputation. But it is a pity that he is already old and his combat power has declined seriously. With the current ability of the Red Earl, it is no longer possible to dominate the sea like he did when he was young. Only the vampire fruit can restore his youth and restore his peak combat power. Lucifer looked at Ryder and smiled playfully. No? Then I'll give it to someone else. Wable, eat it. Yes, Captain Lucifer. Wable obeyed Lucifer's orders, and took the vampire fruit from Lucifer's hand as soon as he heard the order, pretending to eat it. Call out. A black shadow passed quickly, and the Red Earl appeared behind Wable, and the vampire fruit had already arrived in his hands. Oh? Didn't you say no? If you say no, your body is very honest. Red Earl, think clearly, eat this fruit, then you will be my subordinate. Lucifer looked at the Red Earl playfully, didn't try to snatch back the vampire fruit, just looked at him so quietly. The Red Earl's face was a little dignified, as if he was struggling, unable to make up his mind. If it were an ordinary person, he would have snatched the vampire fruit and ate it right away, no matter how much it was. But Lucifer is different. He had seen the strength of this monster with his own eyes. It also has the ability to recycle devil fruit. Ryder knew that if he ate the vampire fruit, he refused to join Lucifer. Lucifer will definitely kill him and recover the vampire fruit again. At that time, he will be the demon fruit power with the shortest lifespan in history. Lucifer, you're fine. A person like you is the first person this old man has ever seen in his life. Ryder gave Lucifer a deep look and sighed. Then, he ate the vampire fruit. This move of his also proved his decision. Lucifer smiled slightly, raised his wine glass and shouted, "Little ones, let's raise our glasses to celebrate the legendary great pirate Red Earl joining the Nether Pirates." Oh. A burst of cheers sounded, and the atmosphere of the banquet became more lively. Congratulations to Captain Lucifer, you have subdued another powerful force. Shiryu of the Rain took a deep look at the Red Earl, with fear in the depths of his pupils. Legendary big pirates such as Berndiwaldo and Xuanyue Hunter are also very afraid of the Red Earl. They know the strength of the Red Earl best. At his peak, he was enough to keep pace with Luogia Whitebeard. Now that the Red Earl, who has obtained the vampire fruit, will soon return to his peak strength. At that time, his strength will only be ranked after Lucifer in the Nether Pirates, and he will be the veritable number 2 figure. Ha 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 ha, lousy one. Suddenly there was a burst of laughter from the arena. 0. Lucifer looked up and found that only Pizarro was standing on the ring, and the big wine chote had been thrown into the sea by him. This chaotic battle was not a battle of life and death. Chote was thrown into the sea, so naturally he lost his qualifications. The evil king Pizzaluo became the final victor. Damn bastard. The big wine chote floated to the surface, his face was very ugly. Just one move away, he loses one move and loses the lava fruit completely. Ha 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 ha, Chote, I can only blame you for being too weak. Pizarro, the villainous king, laughed out loud, very pompous and arrogant, with an expression that did not deserve to be beaten. Captain Lucifer, I have won. Pizarro jumped onto the deck of the Erebus and shouted. It's yours. With a flick of his hand, Lucifer threw the lava fruit into Pizarro's hands. Thank you, Captain Lucifer. Pizarro was very excited, and his hands holding the lava fruit were trembling. Logia lava fruit, the top devil fruit, exists that can be met but never sought. Pizarro never imagined that one day he would have such a powerful ability. At that moment, Pizarro no longer hesitated, and directly took a bite. The devil fruit tasted terrible, but Pizarro ate it with relish, and there was not a single bite left. Soon, lava fruit was eaten by Pizarro. At the same time, Joate, the big wine, also climbed up from the sea, his face full of decadence. Jot. It's embarrassing this time. That's right, it's a pity that I lost lava fruit. You probably drank too much fake wine and didn't fully display your combat power. How about quitting drinking from today? If you don't drink, can Chote still be called a big wine? Ha 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 ha. Shiryu of the Rain, Berndiwaldo, Enel and others laughed and teased Chote one after another. Sailing travel is boring, and they can only have fun like this. Lucifer also smiled slightly. Okay, Joate, the lava fruit is gone, I'll give you this sand fruit. Lucifer threw the sand fruit into Chote's hands. This is also Logia, and it's not bad to play it well. Thank you, Captain. Chote gave an ugly smile. Logia sand fruit is indeed a rare powerful ability. But compared with lava fruit, it is still a lot worse. He joined the Nether Pirates together with Pizarro, and now Pizarro gets lava fruit, but he only gets sand fruit. In the future, he will always be suppressed by Pizarro, which makes Chote very unwilling. What? Don't want it? Pizarro gave Chote a teasing look. If you don't want it, you can give it to others. There are still many people who want the ability of sand fruit. Pizarro glanced around and found that the countless pirates on the pirate ship were all looking this way. The pirates stared at the sand fruit in Joate's hand, showing greed and longing.